When Ray Ferraro moved to center ice for the opening faceoff for Game 5, things looked pretty good for the New York Islanders. The game was scoreless, and the series was tied at 2.
Here's Stevens setting up Lemieux. Just that quick, 1-0. Here they are over the line, 3-on-1. Lemieux to Stevens, center. Tocchet scores, 2-0.
And Kevin Stevens.
Now Murphy fires and scores!
But just that quickly, it was 3-0 Penguins. Then they turned the game over to Tom Barrasso, who stopped 35 of 38 Islander shots to lift Pittsburgh to a 6-3 win. And things look a little different for Ferraro and the Islanders, with Scotty Bowman's Penguins breathing down their necks and looking to close out the series in Game 6. Up next.
There's Thomas. He scores! Kasparaitis with the hip check. Right into the backhand. He scores! Chance for the silver. Oh, but it's blocked by Healy. Derek King dances in. A backhander. He scores! Backhander by King. The rebound. Mullen scores! From the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Uniondale, New York, SportsChannel presents Stanley Cup Playoff Hockey. This is Game 6 of the Patrick Division Championship round between the New York Islanders and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Pittsburgh leads the series 3-2. The excitement continues to build. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our coverage from the Coliseum. You know the scenario. The Islanders have to win to go on. This will be their 12th playoff game in 25 days. Do-or-die situation, all the cliches, and they're understaffed coming into tonight's game.
A big loss for the Islanders. Anybody they lose that's a regular, Jiggs, is a big loss. It wouldn't matter whether it's Pierre Turgeon, who they haven't had in this series, and now it's Pat Flatley, the captain. He is injured. You saw it in Pittsburgh. He got his skate caught in a rut, his right leg, and he couldn't get it moved. And there you see him grab for his right knee. Even with the brace on, the pressure was too much. The knee couldn't stand it, and he's out of the lineup. He can't play.
So Steve Junker will take his place, play his very first NHL game tonight. What a thrill it's got to be for him, but you know the butterflies are working too, don't you? From the Penguin standpoint, here is their story, presented by Meineke Muffler. In closing is point one, and we're talking about their first opportunity in a series to close out the opponent. They missed against the New Jersey Devils, but last year they were 4-0. The year before that they were 4-0, so 8 wins and 1 loss with a chance to close out the opponent in their first effort. First 2, last 2. We're talking about the first 2 minutes of a period and the last 2 minutes of a period where Pittsburgh has outscored the Islanders 6-2 in the first 2 minutes, and they're even in the last 2 minutes, and that Pittsburgh goal was an empty netter. Done by 5, not the clock, but 5 players have done in the Islanders. Francis with 7 points. Lemieux, Stevens, Tocchet, and Murphy each have 5 points in this series.
Jiggs, I think the first point that you made is significant in closing, and I don't know whether the Pittsburgh Penguins really realize how tough it's going to be to close the New York Islanders.
Do the Islanders know what time the game is where their story begins for Meineke Muffler as well. Game time. Game begins at 7:40. Be ready. Unlike game number 5, where the Islanders had a slow start and were down 2-0, one at the 19-second mark, the other at the 54-second mark. They have to do the little things better. To get the big thing done, you've got to do all the little things right, and I think that's been stressed to everybody tonight. Facing it, we're talking about elimination here, point 3. When facing elimination in the first time in a series, they have lost 3 in a row, but go back to 87 when they were 3-0 against the Caps, 2-1 against the Flyers. The history is here. Can this young team get the job done? Now for British Airways, the world's favorite airline, with daily non-stops to London, an update on the series thus far. The Islanders are down by a game, and if they win tonight, they go back to Pittsburgh for the finale of this series on Friday night. We'll be back to the Nassau Coliseum right after this.
New York Islanders hockey is brought to you by Budweiser. Fresh, pure, natural. Proud to be your Bud. By Mobile Super Unleaded Plus, the detergent gasoline. By Nobody Beats the Wiz Home Entertainment Centers. For everything in home electronics, music, and movies, nobody beats the Wiz. And by Snapple Natural Beverages, made from the best stuff on earth.
1,000 grueling miles using Mobil 1. Then we ripped it apart. What did we find? Nothing. Nothing. Virtually no engine wear. What kept these vital engine parts like new? This part. Advanced Formula Mobil 1. It keeps your engine running like new.
Well, the building continues to stand. Everybody here cheering for the Islanders, except for a handful of Penguin fans. The Let's Go Islanders chant, the loud cheering when they came from the dressing room continues. And here now, Ed's Keys matchups, things to watch for in this Game 6. And begins with a fast start. Is this Islander team capable of a fast start at home?
Yes, they are, Jiggs. They're just as capable as the Pittsburgh Penguins. They don't have the big stars, but they've got the heart. I would have to say it's going to be a lot of it is the start. The Islanders know that they have to play 60 minutes, but so do the Pittsburgh Penguins.
The Islanders have to get the power play going, and point number 2 for Ed and things to watch for tonight would be the Pittsburgh penalty-killing unit against the Islander power play.
Exactly. We've said that for certain hockey games, the Islanders have to have the power play in order to win the game. Now, in order to stay in these playoffs, to go on to the 7th game, they're going to need to use the power play here.
Is it overly simplistic to say that the difference has been Tom Barrasso in the Pittsburgh net as compared to Glenn Healy in the Islander net?
I don't buy that argument. I think Glenn Healy's played just as well one-on-one with Tom Barrasso. I think that he's faced some more difficult shots than Tom Barrasso. But again, in these games, you've got to have the best goaltending you can get, and you look for it in this hockey game.
Well, the teams are excited. They're out early. We'll be ready to go. The opening face-off is coming up right after this.
Craftsman Tools. Chosen the official tools of NASCAR. The official tools of NHRA. The official tools of IndyCar racing. Next time you need a tool, what tool are you gonna choose? 1,600 Craftsman hand tools. Made in America. Guaranteed forever.
You can count on me.
Only at Sears.
Hi from Snapple. Today I got a letter from a young guy who writes, I love your all-natural beverages. Do you allow people to tour your plant? Okay.
Welcome to Snapple World Headquarters. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Stephen. Did you see our artwork?
Very nice.
What are you drinking? Pink lemonade. This is a marvelous drink. Cherry lime Ricky. Tea. You taste that peach?
Ooh.
And this is the men's room. Now you're a Snapple man. Look at that, huh?
Snapple's made from the best stuff on earth.
When I'm on the job, there's no mistaking which team I pull for. But when I'm on the town, I show my Mets colors with this, the Mets MasterCard from Chemical Bank. It gives me all of MasterCard's advantages, plus a great lineup of special Mets benefits.
Jeff, about that pitching rotation.
The Mets MasterCard.
Hey, Jeff!
If you have one, use it. If not, call 1-800-233-METS anytime.
Display thanks to the fans who brought their sparklers. Every seat is full. Some of them just settling back into those seats now since Joe Dewar has finished his rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner. Goaltending matchup. Where did he go? There he is.
Tom Barrasso, his 45 playoff wins, that ties him for 11th on the all-time playoff list with Tony Esposito. You see the numbers he has in the playoffs this season. 2-5-1, 7 wins, 3 losses. What a goals against average.
And for Glenn Healy, this will be, as a New York Islander, his 15th playoff game. His record is 6-4, 3.25 this year in the playoffs, and against Pittsburgh in this round, it is at 3.61. Tonight's referee, Mark Fawcett, who's working his 8th playoff game of the 93 round, joined by Wayne Bonney and Gerard Gauthier will work the lines. Mark Fawcett from Springfield, Massachusetts. His dad was a linesman in the American Hockey League for 17 seasons. When young Mark came along and got a job, the AHL eased out puck. Fawcett drops the puck between Green and Lemieux. Penguins have it. Murphy playing the right side of their defense. Cross now to Ramsey. Picked up by Dalgarno, forcing him to dump it in. Kasparaitis takes the puck. Ramsey took a hit from Dalgarno, came right back on him, but Travis Green moves it up to Loisel. Over the line with Murphy back. Loisel off the left side. Shoots. Glove save. Knocked down and then cleared away. Kasparaitis unloads. Pad save. Dalgarno scores! Take that.
How about those apples? That's the play by Loisel. Travis Green will move to the front of the net. Here's the shot by Kasparaitis. The rebound by Dalgarno underneath a sprawling Tom Barrasso. Pittsburgh did it in 19 seconds. The Islanders 25 seconds, excuse me, as we see it for a second time. Brad Dalgarno, that's his second goal of the playoff. A timely one. Can they get the one inside 35 seconds now? That might be a little bit much to ask.
Now they have Vasky and Molotov in defense with Ferraro, King, and Junker up front. Steve Junker wears number 17. Vasky checked from behind by Francis. King gets to the Pittsburgh line. Knocks it back in for Molotov. Yager up to forecheck for Pittsburgh. The pass goes to Junker. Steve Junker got it to the line. Taglianetti took it out of the air. Giving it to Jeff Daniels. Shoots one from the point that's turned aside. Molotov over to play it away from Daniels. On to Junker. Now to Ferraro. King up the left wing. Takes the pass. Eric King to Ray Ferraro. To King. To Ferraro. And it was tipped away from him. Nice play getting back. Ronnie Francis. There's a glove on the ice in the Islanders zone. That's what you see well out in front of Healy. Puck played through Ferraro's skates onto Huey Krupp. Tipped up the right side. Here's Steve Thomas looking for his first goal in the series, and his shot is blocked. He broke his stick as well. Well, Samuelson steps back in the net for the feed here to Joey Mullen. Penguins come to center. Into the Islanders zone. Jennings falling as he hit the blue line. Dumped it in deeper. Healy around the boards through Thomas, but right back to Jennings, and that shot sailed wide. And Mullen brings the Islanders out. Lead pass. Hogue is onside. Has to chase the puck. Failed to pick it up, then collided with McEachran. He strips McEachran of the puck. Hogue centers out in front. Thomas can't tip it in. Ryan Mullen moves it back to the blue line. Through Curvers, however. And Huey Krupp will pick it up in the Islanders zone. Listen to this crowd. Quick start. Islanders 1, Penguins nothing as Curvers dumps it in right to Barrasso. To Tocchet, into the middle. Stevens dumps it down into the Islanders zone. Kasparaitis collides with Stevens. Hit him hard. Stevens fell into the boards, and Kasparaitis took the puck. Trouble playing it through Tocchet. Now they get it outside the line. Tocchet leans into Travis Green, who shakes the check. Green down right wing. Loisel moves in, but Green can't get the puck to him, and Murphy clears the zone. Elon had it knocked off his stick by Mario Lemieux. Healy will play it up the left side. Yes, Lemieux is out with Stevens and Tocchet. Islanders trying to get out of the zone. Murphy got knocked down. There's Stevens with a shot that went wide. Ramsey picks it up at center ice. Mike Ramsey flips it over the head of Lemieux. Goes right to Healy, now to Dalgarno. And Dalgarno with the game's only goal. Hits it outside the line and then knocks Tocchet off his skates as well. Here's Murphy, met by Kasparaitis. Islanders taking the body. Loisel takes the puck. Up the boards to Green. Turns on Murphy and moves it to center ice.
For the Islanders, Jiggs, they can't send a better message than using the body and having a goal lead.
Now Troy Loney comes in to forecheck, and the body taken by Kasparaitis. Puck jammed loose, however. They try to get it to Yager. He's got it back in the Islanders' net. Looks for somebody out in front. Everybody is covered. Yager comes out himself. A backhander didn't get through. Taglianetti with a shot. Healy has the puck, and there's no further play. The goal by Dalgarno has given the Islanders an early 1-0 lead.
The weapons are deadlier. The romance is sweeter. The passion is hotter.
Kiss me like you've never kissed me before.
And the explosions are bigger.
Keeps going and going.
Hot Shot Part 2. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, May 21st at theaters everywhere.
The Complete Car Cost Guide studied over 500 cars to determine which offered the best overall values. Which did they choose? The Volvo 240 wagon, the Volvo 940 turbo sedan, the Volvo 940 Turbo Wagon. And now Volvo has made them even better values. The Volvo Best Value Program, now until May 31st. Call us for a dealer nearest you.
Well, we were talking about the keys to this hockey game, and it was a start for both teams, and the Islanders have jump-started. They got out in front very quickly.
Linesman Wayne Bonney wanted to drop the puck, but Vasky and Yager had cheated well into the face-off circle. They're in again, and Vasky turns on Yager, gave it to Molotov. That was after Fitzgerald had won the draw. Dakota took the man, but the Penguins keep the puck in the Islanders' zone. Loney to Yager. Back to the point for Loney. Heck. Wolf Samuelson's shot was blocked by Dakota, and hustling back on it here is Strocka. Wolf Samuelson. Hit hard by Fitzgerald. Molotov took Loney to the boards. The puck went back to Wolf Samuelson to Taglianetti. Now the boards cut off by Healy. It'll be picked up by Molotov. Vladimir Molotov through Yager. Feeds the puck towards Fitzgerald. Into the middle for Mick Dakota. Fires a long one. Stick save. McCulloch after the rebound was knocked away. Vasky got to it. And he gets checked, and Fitzgerald will drop it back to Huey Krug. Up to Bollig. Bollig dumps it toward the net. Barrasso out to play it. Gave it to Peter Taglianetti. Off the left wing boards. Back to Krug for the drive that hit a stick and ends up in the seats.
What the Islanders are doing, they're controlling their intensity. Al Arbour and the New York Islanders, intense. Although talking to him before the game, Jiggs, he was really loose. I mean, you'd have thought that maybe it was the first game of the playoffs or the first game of the season, the regular season. He was joking and you were kibitzing and had him going around. Anyway, Al Arbour being very light.
Love to deal with rumors. Since you can't trade anybody this time of the year with the deadline well past, you got to get into other stuff with Scotty Bowman. Scotty was telling us a great story about some Ranger fans that he ran into the other night and their comments about you and I.
Yes, yeah. I'm glad they love us that way.
Yeah. But what more did we expect, right? This is Shell Samuelson. Up the boards through Joey Mullen. Rivers takes the puck at center ice. Huey Krug. Ferraro, Junker, and King move up. Ferraro dumps it in. Steve Junker goes in after it. He's had one season of pro hockey, and that was this season in the American League. Rivers with a shot. Blocked in front. Up by Grant Jennings. Down the left side. Jennings into the Islanders zone. Dropped it. Joey Mullen pulled the trigger. Healy the save. The puck comes loose. Ramble in front of the net. And finally cleared to the right wing boards. Huey Krug gets to it. Who bangs it off the boards, down into the Pittsburgh zone, and we'll get an icing call against the Islanders. We played 5 minutes and 11 seconds of this opening period.
Good stop by Glenn Healy moments ago. A lot of people think that Glenn Healy has more loose pucks around the net than the person at the other end, Tom Barrasso. Well, there's no way that you're going to control that kind of a puck, but look at the help he gets. Look at Ray Ferraro as he goes in digging. That's a defenseman. That's Jennings, the defenseman, number 3, down in deep, trying to jam a puck in. One of the reasons is, of course, that more experience on the defensive core of the Pittsburgh Penguins. They clear the way a little bit better. Tom Barrasso gets a better look at the puck more often than Glenn Healy. That shot that came through a moment ago hit him on the shoulder. He saw it at the last moment. You could see the movement of his left shoulder quickly to get it in front of the puck.
There's the big guy, Mario Lemieux. The back is just fine, thank you. He was here early and in a good mood.
Was he ever? I asked him about that back, and he said, you know, it's amazing. He says, when you're living with pain, you get to accept it. But he said, once it leaves you, you feel like a brand new person.
Not good news, is it?
Not for the Islanders.
No. The Penguins move the puck to Tocchet. Cross-ice pass. That's Stevens racing after it. Kasparaitis lined him up. Got a chunk of him, but Kasper lost his helmet. Doesn't matter. Healy banks the puck off the boards through Tocchet. Back to Murphy. Long shot. Turned aside. Tocchet reaching for it. Knocked it out of the air, and Claude Loisel plays it off Lemieux. Mario hurt. It appears. Now there is a situation, a scenario here, going back to the game in Pittsburgh the other night, when reportedly Loisel, in the scuffle with Lemieux, is supposed to have said, I'm going to hurt your back. Or at least so the Pittsburgh writers and some of the national writers are saying, that they could lip read, and that's been coming back to us, and we're going to hear from Claude on one of our intermissions tonight. And here he shot the puck up around, intended around the glass, and it hit Mario.
I'm sure that if you ask Claude Loisel, did you shoot this puck and hit him there deliberately? He'd say, listen, if I was that accurate, I'd probably have 40 or 50 goals a season. Here's Claude Loisel Actually, what he's trying to do is dump it up over the head of Mario Lemieux around the glass to the right winger on the far side. It just happened to be in the right position to catch Mario. It caught him on the high cheekbone near the left eye area. I don't think it hurt him. It hurts, obviously, but it didn't hurt him to the point where it's going to affect his game.
Corky Osborne, the trainer, is attending to Mario. Was out on the ice attending to him still at the Pittsburgh bench. The Islanders with a goal by Brad Dalgarno, his second of the playoffs. One of the series against the Caps, now one here. Dave Tippett puts the puck back in the Islander net. Mike Needham being pushed away from the puck by Curvers. He comes up the boards, but not out of the zone. Tippett with a long shot that went wide. And Keckren and Krupp go to the corner. Louis Krupp for the Islanders. Out of the hold. To Brian Mullen. Looks to Thomas going up the right side. Flips the puck in. Thomas cuts in on Ulf Samuelsson and got checked.
What a great defensive move by Ulf Samuelsson to get to Thomas.
Now Thomas with a drive off the post. He has been blanked in 7 consecutive games by the Penguins. 5 in the playoffs and the last 2 of the regular season between these two teams. Jimmy Thomas. Brian Mullen dumps the puck in. Thomas chases it. Jennings going back for Pittsburgh. Thomas knocks it away from him, but over goes Shell Samuelsson. Samuelsson up the right wing with a pass into the middle. Loney is checked by Baskey. Strocka follows through. Shoots and scores! Martin Strocka ties the game for the Pittsburgh Penguins.
His first goal of the playoffs for Strocka. He has speed. He hasn't been able to use it. The Islanders have been keeping him under check, but they get a 2-on-1 break. There's Strocka being checked from behind, but he finally got his stick loose and whipped it into the lower right-hand corner. Glenn Healy, you have to think that he may have been shading, looking for a pass. There, as he whipped it, he had a lot more room than you would normally think a player would have under the same circumstances. Strocka, with his first, ties the score at 1 apiece.
Goal at the 6:47 mark, so it's brand new at 1 apiece. Shell Samuelsson moving the puck into the Islanders zone. Baskey stepped up on Younger. Holocaust going back. The ride on the boards. Here's Ferraro trying to protect the puck. It pops loose. Younger knocked down back of the net. Holocaust tipped it to Junker. Steve Junker. On to Baskey, who's across the line. Baskey trying to move in on Shell Samuelsson. Turns on him. King takes the puck off the boards. He's out of the corner with a shot. He scores!
What a way to answer back. Derek King from a bad angle. How come Tom Barrasso didn't get that one? One, he was back in the net a little too far. Two, there was a spot between his knees that Derek King found. Bang! Into the far side of the net. These fans are back on their feet. As Derek King, with his 3rd goal of the playoffs, he got it away so quickly, Barrasso couldn't get set for the shot.
So it's the Islanders 2, the Penguins 1. The goals 32 seconds apart. After Strocka's goal, 32 seconds later, King regains the lead. Murphy is back in the Pittsburgh goal. He gave it to Taglianetti. Up the boards. Peter Taglianetti dumps it in from his side of the center ice right. Kasparaitis puts a stick on it. Penguins have iced it. The Islanders lead is 2-1.
Are in Montreal to battle the Expos and see the Expos retire Rusty Staub's number 10. The Mets versus the Expos, Saturday at 1:30. Plus the Rusty ceremony prior to the game. Live and exclusive on SportsChannel.
May 20th will be an historic night on TV. But before you say goodbye to the gang of Cheers, say hello to Rusty and a lineup of great baseball guests. Join Rusty at the plate before the Cheers farewell. Thursday, May 20th at 8 on SportsChannel.
You can see that his jaw bothering him a little bit, but not enough to throw him off his game, as I said.
From the face-off, the Islanders had a drive from the point that was blocked. Now they keep the puck in. Dalgarno to Green. Can't get around Murphy. Puts it behind the Pittsburgh goal, and it's reversed to the far side. Dalgarno got the stick into Stevens, taking him down, and Stevens is looking for a penalty. None to be called. Dalgarno right up on the board. Loiselle to help out. And Loiselle has put it back to the net. Anglinetti around to Murphy on the Pittsburgh defense. Pass off Lemieux's stick. Mariel picks it up. Overled pocket. The Islanders clear it right back to the Pittsburgh blue line. And it's Murphy to play it. Through Kasparaitis. On into the Islanders' zone. Stevens off right wing. Pulls it and shot it wide. Healy fails to clear it out. We'll get a second chance. This time moves it to Dalgarno. And the Penguins chase it down into their zone. But the Islanders are going to be called. They have iced the puck with 11 minutes and 22 seconds left in this first period.
What a move by Glenn Healy a moment ago. He forced Kevin Stevens. Stevens has speed, strength, and he's got a long reach. Watch as he comes in. Drops his shoulder, comes in front of Kasparaitis, starts to reach. Healy got just enough of him. Kasparaitis got a piece of him, throwing him off his concentration. The puck trickles wide of the far goal post. That close to being a tie hockey game.
Look again at Kevin Stevens. You'll hear from him in our second intermission tonight. I mentioned Claude Loiselle and his reported feud with Mario Lemieux from game number 5. Claude Loiselle will be with Stan in our first intermission this evening. Baskey to Steve Thomas. On to Fitzgerald. The Hogue on left wing. Picked up by Shell Samuelson to knock the puck away. Hogue drives in after it. And Hogue then picks it up in the corner. Looks to the point. Held it. And it's to Dennis Baskey. Baskey has 5 assists in the playoffs. Here's Thomas with the pass to Hogue. One-timed it. That hit Samuelson. Samuelson around the boards toward Yager. Baskey pinching it on him. That is bowled over by Shell Samuelson. Thomas goes back to the net. Left the puck for Fitzgerald. He can't get through Shell Samuelson. Samuelson moves it up the boards. There's Molotov dumping it in. And a penalty call to be made against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Yager turns, headed to the box, and turns back to say something to the referee. Mark Fawcett calling his first penalty of the game.
Yager was heading back to the referee to say something, Jake. Samuelson intercepted him, forced him away, keep him away from the referee. Trying to keep him from getting another penalty as Yager heads for the penalty box, and the Islanders get a power play opportunity. They have to make it work. One of the matchups, one of the keys that I talked about before this hockey game was the fact that the Islanders, it's a must that their power play starts to operate. There's Baskey. Take that. Little tap in the forehead. Several of those have been handed out in the hockey game. It was the retaliation by Jaromir Jagr that got him the penalty. Dennis Baskey, you were saying he had 5 assists in the playoffs so far. He had 5 assists in 27 regular season games. So his play, as far as point production, has stepped up. Not that it has to. His playing ability has stepped up a great deal.
Those numbers sort of betray the Islanders, don't they? A 21.6% percentage during the regular season. Over 20% power play efficiency against the Penguins in the 7 regular season games. Very little doing in advantage situations in the playoffs. Molotov held the puck in with a feed to King. Cross ice to Curvers. Curvers fires. That was blocked in front. Ferraro steps out of the corner. Back to Curvers. Looks to Molotov. Tips it to the front of the net, and Murphy steps up, shoots it down the ice. Penalty to be called against Derek King. As Healy touches the puck, King's going to get the gate for slashing. So much for this power play.
Derek King is mad. He's mad because he got caught. He used his stick. Anytime you're on a power play, use your stick in the manner that Derek King just did. You got to know you're going to the box. If the referee sees it, it's a break for Scotty Bowman and his Pittsburgh Penguins. The Islanders, power play working pretty good. Good motion. Players moving, the puck moving. There. More of a trip than it was a slash. As he got the stick into the defenseman's feet, Mark Fawcett. That would not be a penalty if the teams were at even strength, I have a feeling.
So it's 4-on-4 hockey. King gets to visit with the off-ice officials who are from Madison Square Garden. Signed to Game 6. They have not worked a game since The Islanders and the Cap Series Game 5 in Landover, Maryland. They're at work tonight, as is Mark Bossett, Wayne Bonney, and Gerard Gauthier. They're the on-ice officials. Kasparaitis giving the puck to Rich Pilon. Up to Travis Green. Fitzgerald changes up with Bollock. Here's Green with a shot that was blocked by Ulf Samuelsson. David Bollock gets a stick on it. Turns and then fell as Murphy moves it down. Up ahead to Mario Lemieux. Lots of ice. Lemieux to the Islander line. Drop pass. To Mullen. Checked in front. Kasparaitis handles it. Up the middle. Two Penguins back. Murphy and Ulf Samuelsson. Kasparaitis cuts to the right side. Held it. Then centered. Bollock tipped it wide. David Bollock got in front. Here's Kasparaitis with a shot that changed direction. And Murphy will beat it up the boards. Joey Mullen brings it to center ice. Over the Islander line with Lemieux. Mullen chases it in deep. Healy out to pin the puck on the boards. Kasparaitis plays it to the near side for Green. Off his stick. Goes Shell Samuelsson. 36 seconds remaining in the penalty against Yager. And then Pittsburgh will have a brief power play. 24 seconds duration. He has moved it around the boards. That's going to go the length of the ice. There'll be an icing against the Islanders. And with this break in the action, it ought to be a great time to break for the great taste of Bud Light. It's a big hit with fans everywhere because it won't fill you up. Never lets you down. So make it a Bud Light.
Scotty doing some quick arithmetic, trying to figure out how much of a power play is he going to have. Looks like about 24 seconds. So he would... Whoever he has on the ice now will be, plus Yager coming out of the penalty box, his power play for that short time.
Well, it's Francis and Stevens on the ice as you see Lemieux and Mullen back at the bench.
David Bollock with a little flip in front. This is time to lay the bunt down, but Travis Green being checked from behind by Joe Mullen. Couldn't get a good grip on the stick, couldn't get a good whack at the puck.
Francis won the draw. Shell Samuelsson moves it across. Peter Taglianetti shot it off Healy's pads, and Molotov sends Fitzgerald out of the zone. Long shot from center, well wide. Samuelsson takes it around behind the net. Chased by Loisel. Taglianetti in the far corner. Cross ice to Francis. Vasky moves in on him. Francis has cleared the zone. That's Stevens coming back. Molotov there for the Islanders. To Fitzgerald. Yager is out of the penalty box. Fitzgerald to Loisel, and he shoots it in off Ulf Samuelsson. 16 seconds remaining in this Pittsburgh power play. Ulf Samuelsson dumps it up ahead. Lemieux is onside. Pad save. Big rebound. Blocked and cleared away. In 3 seconds, King will be sprung. Murphy to Ulf Samuelsson to Murphy. Moves in deep. Fed it to Lemieux. In front to Stevens. He gets checked, and Derek King breaks out. Holt comes up with him. 2-on-1. King off right wing. Shoots. Barrasso the save. The rebound by Mullen is turned aside. Another loose puck in front is shot wide by King. This is Benoit Hogue out of the corner. To Crook. Up the slot with a drive. Loose puck. Crook gets to it again. Can't shoot it. It's underneath Francis and now knocked loose. Who plays it around behind the net, and then a hit on Mullen. He is down. Referee Fawcett calling the play. The Islanders lead this hockey game by a score of 2-1, but there's concern for Brian Mullen. You're watching Game 6 of the Patrick Division Championship on SportsChannel.
PC Richard & Sons saves you money with RCA Championship rebates. Get a $50 rebate direct from RCA on this 31-inch TV. Get a $100 rebate on this 35-inch or this incredible 52-inch RCA home theater TV. 0% financing for 90 days with a PC Richard credit card. RCA Championship rebates going on now. PC Richard & Sons saves you money.
Everything that you want in a sports paper.
I get emotional when I read it.
Actually, I don't get emotional. I'm just looking for the dirt.
It's exciting reading.
Fantastic coverage on local high schools and colleges.
Especially reading sports. I want to know everything.
I almost feel as if I'm in the locker room when they're writing their piece.
When they're sweating and downright dirty.
It's the best sports coverage in town.
Thank you. Next question.
New York Newsday. Truth, justice, and the best sports in New York.
You got the answer right here.
Just so you're not confused, this is an ice level reverse angle of Lemieux's breakaway, got in behind, and a beautiful, confident kick save by Glenn Healy.
Islanders 2, Penguins 1. The Islanders have put the puck in the Pittsburgh zone. Penguins cleared out, and Tippett's shot goes high into the Islander players' bench. Off the glass, just barely missing trainer Ed Tyberski. The tipper.
Yes, another Hartford Whaler. One-time Hartford Whaler. You mentioned the other night. Good point. They acquired Dave Tippett to take the place of the retired Brian Trottier. There's Derek King's shot moments ago. The rebound, the Islanders at Pittsburgh running around. A couple of good scoring chances off that. Huey Troop.
Whoa, look out here. Healy mishandled it. It comes right out in front. Tippett can't get to it in time to shoot it. Healy is without a goal stick. Tocchet has the puck. Back to Jennings, and his shot went wide. Molotov around the boards. Vasky alertly gives the stick to Healy. The Islanders have dumped the puck down the ice. Not far enough for icing. Del Samuelson up to Jennings. Jennings can't clear it out of the zone. Now it does come outside the line. Ferraro steps in front of Loney. Fitzgerald drops it back. This is Kasparaitis. Over the line with 2 men back. Kasparaitis gets Jennings to turn around. He controls the puck with a centering pass. There's nobody there in a white uniform, and Tocchet feeds the right side. Down the ice comes Strocka. McEachran with him. Strocka's shot is turned aside off Healy's blocker. Ferraro trying to flip it up the boards. Got it through to Steve Thomas. He gives it away to Yager. Back to Taglianetti. Down the boards into the Islander zone. Healy cuts it off. Plays it around toward Pilon. Pinching in is Sean McEachran. Pilon pushes him away from the puck. Thomas has to turn. Lost it. Strocka and Yager there together. So is David Bollig. 3 Czech Republic guys there. Out comes Thomas. Across the blue line. Thomas held the pass. Gave it to Bollig. Into the open ice. Krupp steps up. Huey Krupp can't center it through off Samuelson. Now he puts it in front. Here's Steve Thomas. Turns and shot it off the skates of the defenseman Taglianetti, who went down heavily. Bollig frees it up. Going back to that Pittsburgh goal is Hogue. Wrestled to the ice by Off Samuelson. Thomas takes a hit. Hogue steps out of the corner. Turned back on Taglianetti. Off Samuelson is on him. The 2 of them down on the deck with the puck pin for a face-off. Isn't this a lot of fun? Game 6 for this series. It'll be a lot of fun at your household if you had one of these Pro Bears. We'd like to tell you about this guy. He stands just over 2 feet tall. Comes complete with any authentic NHL uniform you like. Has a stick, has gloves, skates, helmet, and a contract. Pro Bear is available. Well, no, he doesn't really, but he's available in all NHL team uniform colors, and he can be yours for just $79.95 plus $5 for shipping. Order today by sending a check or money order to the address you see on your screen, 245 Patterson Plank Road, Carlstadt, New Jersey, zipper 07072.
One of your stories with the Islanders, Jiggs, was the little things, and this is what the Islanders are doing. They're coming up with the puck. Look at the hit by David Bollig. Flattened Taglianetti. Taglianetti does not go down easily, and the Islanders keep after them relentlessly. Steve Thomas picks up a puck. Hogue grabs the puck, trying to get it to somebody in the clear. That's trench warfare, they call it.
Now Fitzgerald on the draw. King stepped in along with Stevens well before the puck.
Jiggs, that's not to be mistaken. Sticks are down. It's good hitting. They call it that. It's a terminology. Nowadays, we have to be careful.
Malikoff unloads. Well, careful with a lot of things. Murphy from back of the net. Fitzgerald got to him. Puck into the corner, cleared out of there. Price Francis with a feed for Stevens. He shoots. Healy stretches out to block that, and Malikoff took it off the boards. Vladimir can't clear it. It comes right back to Vasky. Up off the glass. Murphy held it at the point. On it to the open side of the ice. Over goes Vasky. And as Vasky backhands it out, Murphy turns at center. Across to Ramsey, who has a brand new contract for the Penguins. Gave it away to Fitzgerald. Got that to Lemieux, and off the right wing comes Derek King. Back to Vasky. Islanders in a changing process here. Pilon lost the puck to Lemieux. To Murphy coming late. Murphy shot off some skates in front. Still loose. Now cleared out by Green. Barry Murphy with it at center to Jennings. On to Mario Lemieux, tipped it into the Islander zone. Joey Mullen goes in after it. Mullen puts it right through in front. And that comes out to center ice on a deflection. Del Samuelson banks it in. A delayed offside. Penguins get to play onside again as Pilon went for the puck. 4.5 minutes remaining in the first period. Islanders lead is 2-1. James back into his own territory. Left for Daniels. Daniels on to Shell Samuelson's stick. He'll shoot it from outside the line. It comes off the mesh at the back of the net. Taken by Kasparaitis. Over Daniels' head. Dalgarno, middle of the change. He's able to pick it up and dump the puck in. Now Loisel and Green will change up after the Islanders have put the puck in deep. Well, Samuelson moves it out of the zone. Curvers gets a stick on it at center ice. The pass to Hogue. Couldn't handle it. Samuelson moves it into the center ice zone for Yager. Hogue is on him. Yager drops it. Well, Samuelson turned away from Steve Thomas and banks it off the boards, and Krupp will have to go back.
Jake, Brad Dalgarno's on the Islanders bench, and he's hurt. I think it's one of his legs he hurt. He had trouble getting over. Ed Taberski, the trainer, is attending to him now.
The Islanders really need that strength. Penguins trying to center from back of the net. It came through, but to Thomas and to Brian Mullen. Up to Thomas. Hogue with him on the right. Thomas has dumped it in. Not Taglianetti stick. Mullen centers it in front. Couldn't get it to Hogue. This is Tockett. 2-on-2 at center ice. Tockett looks to Loney on the left side. Molotov picks him up. Takes him to the boards. In comes Tockett. The puck knocked away. All Samuelson unloads. That's tipped just wide of the net. It's up play by Loney. And Mullen trying to clear it out. It's successful. Taglianetti has it with 3 minutes remaining in the period. Rasky blocked his pass and comes to center ice. On to Ferraro. 3 Penguins back. Ferraro trying to drive through Taglianetti. They wrap up one another. Play goes on. Here's Tockett. 3-on-3. Tockett with a pass to Mario Lemieux. Squeezed off by King and Molotov, but the puck stays in the Islander zone. Molotov gets to it here. Around the boards. He's Junker. Away Ferraro. Back to Junker. Junker with pretty good speed. Dumps the puck in. Loisel in after it. Jabbed at it. Now comes to center ice. Lemieux can't catch up to it. Kasparaitis with a pass. It goes to Junker. Taken away from Joey Mullen. Murphy dumps it out of the zone. Loisel with it. On Loisel. Fires it around the boards. The Islanders have not gotten the play on side, but it doesn't matter. The Penguins have cleared it. Dalgarno is back out on the ice. Rich Pilon shoots the puck into the Pittsburgh zone. That'll be an icing call against the Islanders, who lead this game by a score of 2-1.
Plenty of places they pack them in.
Brad Dalgarno seems to be all right. He tended to. There's Jennings. He got tangled up with Jennings. You could see his right leg as he fell to the ice. That looks like a Charlie horse kind of a hit. That's that big muscle on the front of your leg.
He's been back out for a shift. He's on the Islander bench just now. And a quick shot by Murphy after the draw had been won by Francis. Puck ends up in the seats off to the right of Glenn Healy.
Next, excuse me, Jake, next to Mario Lemieux, you know who gets the most ice time, or did in the last game anyway, by a long, long way. You were talking about Jaromir Jagr wanting more ice time. Ron Francis, because of his power play, penalty killing, specialty situations, particularly on face-offs, Ron Francis gets a lot of ice time. He had something in the neighborhood of 23 minutes of ice time the last game. Tockett had about 13. Jagr was down around 9, 10, 11 in that area.
Francis, one of the best face-off men in the league. Against Fitzgerald. He did get the puck to Mullen, but Kerber stepped in, and now Krupp and McEachran go to the corner. Francis is there. Fitzgerald pushing at him. McEachran comes off the board. Turns it in deeper. Francis runs into Krupp. Healy bangs the puck off the glass. It's held by Joey Mullen. Centers, and McEachran couldn't pull the trigger. Ferraro pulls up on Sean McEachran. Gave it to Huey Krupp. Krupp handling the puck back of the net. Turned on Francis. Over to Ferraro. Up now to Fitzgerald. Pollock at center. Had to turn back for the pass. David Pollock clips it over the head of Holt Samuelson. And a little slow reaction turned in by Barrasso, but he didn't stop it, didn't he? Joey Mullen with Francis over the line. Murphy as well. The shot doesn't get through as Mullen decided to shoot. Murphy protecting it to the right point. Goes to the opposite side, but the Penguins in the middle of the change. Now they do get to the puck. Mario Lemieux dumps it to the corner. Here's Stevens. Stevens put it out in front. Lemieux wasn't there. Fitzgerald got it off Tocchet. It stays in the Islander zone. Vaske with less than a minute to go. Lost it to Lemieux, and Vaske goes right back to the big guy. Tocchet feeds the line. Jennings with a shot that takes off and ends up in the seats. 48.3 of a second remaining in this opening period.
See what a long reach of a Mario Lemieux can do. Trying to check him is so difficult. Vaske did a good job. Here, Lemieux checks him, but watch what Vaske does. Get in his face, keep his body away from the net. In other words, away from the puck in this case. Keep yourself between Lemieux and the net. Let somebody else worry about the puck. Lemieux reached over him, kind of handed the puck off to Tocchet.
Face-off is being brought outside the Islander blue line. As you look at the bench, face that you maybe don't recognize there is that of Steve Junker. The Islanders have replaced one redhead, Patrick Flatley, with another redhead. Steve Junker, although Junker's is a little different shade.
Yes, a little brighter, yes. He's a British Columbia boy from Castlegar, British Columbia.
The World Junior Tournament, he was Eric Lindros' line mate. The first several games of the tournament when it began a year ago. Kasparaitis playing the puck to the line. Samuelson brought it back in offside. Play called with 26.9 of a second remaining in period one. This is the 12th playoff game in 25 days for the Islanders. Go beyond that. It's 21 games tonight in the last 40 days. That's including the stretch down the end of the regular season when they had some makeup games because of the snowstorm and the like. 21 games in 40 days, 12 of them in the playoffs in 25.
That's a lot of hockey, and when you think how much traveling that the team has had to do along with that, it's busy, busy, busy. It's pack and run, and then unpack. Play a hockey game, pack and run and unpack.
The Islanders trying to pack again and go to Pittsburgh tomorrow for a deciding game on Friday night. The winner would face the Montreal Canadiens for the conference championship. Kasparaitis plays it up the boards. Dalgarno is offside as he touched the puck inside the Pittsburgh blue line.
So important that Brad Dalgarno stay in this hockey game, any kind of a playoff game. He's an ingredient that the Islanders need. They need his size. They need his body checking. They need his ability to make a play. And occasionally, when he gets a chance, as he did in this hockey game, he opened the scoring with his second goal.
Well, they talk so much about game breakers, role players too, as is Dalgarno on this line with Green and Loisel, brings so much to the playoffs.
He's the kind of a player, as most of the Islanders are, Jiggs. I'd have to think just about every one of them right now, that knowing that Pierre Turgeon isn't available, now they've lost their captain, Pat Flatley, that everybody in their own mind has to step a little bit higher. They've got to do just a little bit more.
Green on Lemieux, who won the draw, gave it to Murphy, to Shell Samuelson, and Healy stopped that long shot. Kasparaitis plays it around the boards, through center, slowly into the Pittsburgh zone. It does get across the goal line, had legs, and that'll be an icing with 7.4 seconds to play. The Islanders with Green, Dalgarno, and Loisel out against the Mario Lemieux, Rick Tocchet, Shell Samuelson, or Kevin Stevens line. Loisel is still talking away with Shell Samuelson well back of the play.
Mario Lemieux sending some hand signals to the bench. He wants somebody or something. I thought at first maybe he wanted him to get another stick ready for him, but I guess he was just looking for the center iceman. Who else but Ron Francis to come out?
Rather than Lemieux, it'll be Francis. Actually, it's their power play lineup for this face-off with 7 seconds left. Francis goes to the middle. Lemieux goes to the left, along with Tocchet. Stevens on the right, and the only man back is Murphy. Big face-off here with Travis Green and Ron Francis. Tocchet and Loisel in and out of the face-off circle.
Loisel's trying to get out to Murphy in case Ron Francis Jiggs pulls the puck on his forehand. If he gets the puck back to Murphy, Loisel wants to be going at him for 2 reasons. 1, to make him hurry, and 2, he wants to get his body in front of any shot that Murphy would be making to the net.
Now the Islanders are trying to have a little powwow, and referee Fawcett breaks it up. Loisel is going to come in to take the face-off. And Mario Lemieux for Pittsburgh. This after Green and Francis have been moved out. Nice draw by Loisel. Kasparaitis up the board. Murphy with a shot that was blocked by Green. Now he shovels it toward the net. And the time runs out for period 1. Not before some jostling. Lemieux and Loisel. Look at this. Loisel just keeps away from Mario.
A good period for the Islanders. They have a 1-goal lead. They did not outshoot the Pittsburgh Penguins, but the goal ahead is more important. Feeling good about themselves heading into the dressing room.
Pittsburgh had only 18 shots in the entire Game 5. They've had a dozen here in the first period. Outshooting the Islanders by 3, but trailing on the scoreboard. After 1 period, your score is the New York Islanders 2, the Pittsburgh Penguins 1. Goals for the Islanders in the opening period gives them 15 in this series against the Pittsburgh Penguins. And overall, a look at the scoring leader update for Snapple, made from the best stuff on earth. Ray Ferraro being chased now by Derek King. Pierre Turgeon still on the sidelines. Steve Thomas, Vladimir Malakoff, and also injured Patrick Flatley with 8 points. Snapple made from the best stuff on earth.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the New York Islanders, and it's intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Islanders and SportsChannel is prohibited.
Referee Mark Fawcett calls the boys together at center ice. Fawcett working his 8th playoff game of '93. He had Game 1 between the Islanders and the Caps. And he had Game 2 of the series between Chicago and St. Louis. Had Game 3 between Toronto and Detroit. He had Game 4 between the Devils and Pittsburgh. This next one was the one that saw Quebec eliminated by Montreal. Had Game 2 of the series between LA and Vancouver. And this most recent game was last Sunday, Toronto and St. Louis. Lemieux, as you saw, was out for the draw. Loisel is on in the ice for the Islanders as well. And Stevens for the Penguins drops the puck to Murphy. Got it in from center, well wide of the net. It bounces to Dalgarno, to the line, not out. Ramsey with a shot that's turned aside. Stevens took it out of the air, centers it across. Lemieux, that long reach. Over goes Loisel. Got him turned around, and Loisel comes away with the puck. The pass out of the zone. Chasing it down the right side. Rich Pilon, and Murphy gets back for the Penguins. Murphy. Defense made on this shift is Mike Ramsey. Ramsey goes cross ice. The pass behind Tocchet. Lemieux slams Loisel. Murphy feeds Stevens. Kevin Stevens with a high shot. Off the glass, right to Loisel. On to Greenstick. Green can't play it through Lemieux, then turns and dumps it down into the Pittsburgh zone. Tom Barrasso. Got it outside the line. Dalgarno gets it into Hogue. Hogue turns on Ulf Samuelsson. Back it goes. This is Vasky to Hogue to the side of the net. Mullen can't get it in front. Now Hogue unable to control it on the boards, and Mario Lemieux comes down left wing. One man back. Lemieux shoots. He scores!
It's so hard to keep them under control. The Islanders were doing a good job. Dennis Vasky had an excellent scoring opportunity, but the young defenseman didn't take it. He passed instead down this deep. Then the Islanders start to lose control. Ulf Samuelsson hammers the puck around the boards, and there goes Lemieux, number 90, or 66, 25. Kevin Stevens. Lemieux faked, held the puck, and then put it between the pads of Glenn Healy. He has it all, folks. He can shoot it, pass it, there. That was deliberate. That was picking the spot. He used the right winger, Rick Tocchet, who was coming in quickly on the right side as a decoy, and then beat Glenn Healy. It's a 2-2 tie.
One of our stories at the start of the game, the first 2 and the last 2, meaning the first 2 minutes of the period and the last 2 minutes of the period. And here are the Penguins again, scoring in the first 2 minutes of the second period as it is this time, and they tied the game in a deuce. Root sends Ferraro over the line, moves it around Taglianetti. Joey Mullen came back. Taglianetti to the near side. Root pinching in, knocked away. Samuelsson, Holt, dumps it off the boards into the Islander zone. Kerber's back for it. Gave it away to Daniels. Jeff Daniels holding the puck and shoots it wide. King chases it to the left wing boards. 4 Penguins get back. Break up the pass by King, and here's Jennings. And Jennings slaps it around the boards. Steve Junker moves it out of the reach of Ferraro as it turns out, and Jennings shoots it right back in. Healy leaves the puck for Huey Krupp. If you've just rejoined us, it's a 2-2 game now. Mario from Wolf Samuelson and Tom Barrasso, the scoring in that Pittsburgh goal. The Islanders give it away at the line, but it's outside the line and brought in offside.
It was a long delayed offside. Jaromir Jagr wondering what was that all about. Gerard Gauthier now explaining it to him that not all the players had cleared out of the Islanders' end in time. Delayed offside.
Mario Lemieux with his 8th goal of the 93 playoffs, 52 goals in 59 playoff games down. You're looking at Jagr, who in this series against the New York Islanders has 3 goals.
Could we call him Mario Jr.?
You can. You can make his name turn into that, too.
He doesn't play the same every game. That's the only difference. A healthy Mario Lemieux is always there, always doing his thing, and Jagr seems to go in spurts. He rises to occasion, but when the occasion isn't there, he isn't there.
Many will tell you that the occasion presents itself, especially when Mario is out of the lineup. When he comes to the play, maybe it is the ice time, as Dan Fischler was saying earlier. This is Dave Tippett backhanding the puck in. Healy leaves it for Molotov. Right side to Steve Thomas. Hit the post in the first period. Has been snake-bitten in this series. Tippett centers. Jagr gets checked. Loney went right to the front of the net. His skate making contact with Healy's glove, but the whistle prior to that.
Loney, as he dove, trying to knock in a rebound. Healy complained a little bit. It was Mullen that knocked Loney down. Here, stealing the puck. The Islanders cough up the puck in their own end of the ice. Healy grabbing it. Loney, Mullen. Islanders have to get back now, get back into Pittsburgh's end of the ice. They can't settle back now and let Pittsburgh keep coming to them. Mario Lemieux, you'll be assured, is out there almost every other shift with Stevens and Tocchet.
Barrasso picking up an assist on that goal by Mario Lemieux to tie the game. They made some changes on the scoring of both Islander goals. We watch Ramsey from the point. His shot off the stick, brought out by Kasparaitis. Loisel on the left side. Can't handle the pass. Kasparaitis turning back, was picked up by Tocchet. Got away from him, then is tripped up from behind. Play goes on. Lemieux overleads Tocchet. Pilon steps in front of Rick Tocchet. Tocchet to Lemieux. Shoots. Healy got a chunk of that. Loisel clears the zone. Ramsey waits, gets the play onside, but then shot it over the glass and on into the seats. At the Coliseum, the game is tied 2-2.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Islanders Billboard.
You can feel it deep inside. Dedication and a real sense of pride. And you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your
He was a soldier without a war until she brought him out of retirement.
I hope you don't mind working under a woman.
Now he's going back to duty, back to danger.
Keeps going and going.
And back to her.
Kiss me like you've never kissed me before.
Hot Shots Part 2, rated PG-13. Starts Friday, May 21st at theaters everywhere.
Just before that stoppage of play, another example of how Mario Lemieux is so difficult to check. You see him take the shot. He had the puck on his stick, and he reached out so far that nobody could get to him. Not one player trying to check his body could reach out that far to take the puck off his stick.
He is on the ice right now and has the puck. Pass to Stevens on left wing. Picked up by Pilon. Stevens centered, but behind Tocchet, and Kasparaitis got a chunk of the puck as well. Now Darius Kasparaitis gets checked. Tocchet to Murphy. Drives up the slot and shot it wide. Carroll will play it to the open side. Over goes Loisel. Crashed into Wolf Samuelson, who cleared the puck. Kasparaitis got it to the line. Murphy shot it in, and he came right back. Here's Wolf Samuelson. Hesitated, trying to get Lemieux back on side, has dumped it in. Tocchet spins it to the front of the net. Stevens is denied by Healy. And Loisel is, or Kasparaitis, excuse me, is down on the ice on all fours. Didn't see what happened to him, but obviously, well, now you see the cut. And the officials are huddled, talking it over.
Wasn't sure whether it was a puck, a stick. Play happening so quickly. The puck was going around the boards quickly. Stevens let it go, knowing that Tocchet was coming in behind him to grab it. It seemed like a very bad cut, just a nick on the forehead.
Trainer Ed Tyberski attends to Darius Kasparaitis. Here's another look at what happened.
That's Tocchet as he picked up that puck. It was a hard around. He got it to Stevens, and Stevens tried to jam it. There you see on the far side, it was Tocchet. As Kasparaitis got into him, Tocchet got the stick up. So Kasparaitis goes to get some medical attention. Watch on the boards. There goes Kasparaitis over to Tocchet. Oh, I see. His stick came up just as Kasparaitis was getting to him. Getting more and more of that. That's the stuff that they're going to have to address. Looks as though he's off balance and his stick accidentally come up. What it really is here, Kasparaitis, eat your way through 53 inches of hard wood if you're going to get to me.
Kasparaitis has gone to the dressing room. No penalty on the play. Team's at full strength. Ferraro with a pass into the middle to Green. Junker with him. Green gets bugged from behind, and Francis is going to take a penalty, and they're over to check Travis Green. This is very out of character for Ron Francis. He's not that kind of a guy.
Absolutely not, but he's got to be responsible for his own actions, and that's always the difference in these cases. Here comes Travis Green as he steps inside. Whoa. That was accidental. Ron Francis isn't. Watch, he tries to lift up his stick, and he missed. The stick come up and caught him in the face. Ron Francis is out of the hockey game. We can only hope that Travis Green isn't hurt too bad. Francis has got a 5-minute major for high sticking. He's got a game misconduct. So the Islanders, with the score tied 2-2, 15 and a half minutes remaining in the hockey game. One of the keys to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Scotty Bowman recognizes the fact that he has just lost a major part of his hockey team, defensively as well as offensively.
Kasparaitis already in the dressing room, and Travis Green, receiving medical attention here, will leave the ice as well, I believe. 15 minutes, 36 seconds remaining in this second period. Here again is what happened to Travis Green.
Travis Green, that's not it there. Here it is, bang, right there. What he's trying to do under those circumstances, Ron Francis, is reach in, lift up his stick and his arms, and try and steal the puck from him. But Travis Green moved his hands and stick over into the middle of his body, so Francis' stick coming up found nothing but air until it made contact with the nose and the face of Travis Green.
Just before this power play begins, let me remind you that Islanders hockey is brought to you by Mobil Super Unleaded Plus, the detergent gasoline.
Second major penalty that the Islanders have had called. Dale Hunter, of course, on Turgeon was the other one.
2 weeks ago tonight at 11:29 of the third period. Ferraro with King and Dalgarno, Curvers and Molotov on defense. For Pittsburgh, Mario Lemieux with Joey Mullen, Larry Murphy, and Al Samuelson. Lemieux won the draw, and Al Samuelson shot it down the ice. Curvers for blocking it, plays it back to Vladimir Molotov. Lemieux into forecheck. Molotov rounding the net to set the play. Out he comes. Mullen got bumped at center by King. Molotov shot in, went off the skates of Al Samuelson. Barrasso off the glass and out of play. Some are calling for a delay of the game penalty, but it did hit the glass. Clearly did make contact and then up into the seats. It's got to be shot cleanly over the glass, folks.
That's the secret for the Islanders as far as Tom Barrasso is concerned. That's the side of the ice that they have to put the puck in on if they're going to do it. The reason is that he can't backhand the puck. Goaltenders' gloves do not permit them, the way they have to grip the stick, to be able to backhand it. So you can see the time that it took Barrasso to get a hold of it. That allowed the Islanders to get on top of him, and in his haste, off the glass into the seats.
Ferraro controlling the puck following the faceoff. In a little deeper to King. With Ferraro, who's regained his skates, trying to get it to King. Murphy stepped in. Now Ferraro can't recontrol, and it's cleared out by Lemieux. Curvers racing after it. That's Joey Mullen barreling into the zone. Curvers to Dalgarno. Lemieux over to knock it away. Dalgarno regained control and gave it to King. Hard around the boards. Got Barrasso out of the net. He didn't make contact with the puck. Dalgarno did. Into Ferraro. All three Islanders forwards into that corner. King frees up the puck. Needs the blue line. Curvers to Molotov. He shoots. Turned aside in front as it hit off Samuelson, and Ferraro sets up King. Back to Curvers for a rip. Blocked in front. King got to it. Can't get a shot to Samuelson. Murphy and Dalgarno battle, and the puck went back to Curvers. Cross-ice pass is blocked. Curvers right on it. Curvers driving in. Got checked. It goes to King in front. Off Barrasso. Right back to King. To the point for Curvers. To Molotov. Look to King. Gives it to him now. King sets up Molotov. Back to King. In his skates. And it's to Molotov. He shoots. Blocked in front. The rebound is knocked away. Tom Curvers lost it to Larry Murphy. Murphy's effort to clear it out ends up in the seats.
Great pressure by the Islanders. Good motion by the puck. Some good passes. Some good movement of the feet. Tom Barrasso, while I don't think he had to make a save, yes, maybe one, pretty good job by the defenseman again of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
The puck was last touched by an Islander here, Ed. You saw the expression on Al Arbor's face, questioning the positioning of the faceoff.
Let's take a look here as Derek King, Molotov, King, back to Molotov. There's his shot. That was blocked in front. Larry Murphy, I believe. Look at Barrasso tipping away at the feet. Bang, bang. Referee sees that. That's not flagrant. All the goaltenders do that. The referee deems that it's hard enough to hurt the player, then of course he has the option of giving the penalty.
Mentioned before about how Mark Fawcett's father was a linesman in the American Hockey League for 17 years. Mark broke in as a linesman in the AHL. Bob McCammon was coaching at Maine. And when McCammon went on to coach the Vancouver Canucks is when Mark started to referee in the NHL. And he said he'd never forget working a game in Vancouver and this voice coming from the Canuck bench saying, once a linesman, always a linesman. Problem with the ice down in the Islander goalmouth area, and then Glenn Healy got an opportunity to...
Here's the question about whether the puck should be inside, outside, there. See the high stick? The Islanders get it there, so that waves off any stoppage of play. Jump ball. Look at Mullen. You talk about hand-eye coordination.
Saturday, it's Rusty Staub Day in Montreal when the Mets take on the Expos. Prior to the game, see the Expos retire Legrand Larange's number 10. Will be retired at Olympic Stadium. Mets and Expos Saturday afternoon, 1:30. Coverage of the Rusty ceremony begins at 12:45. Live and exclusive on SportsChannel. Ribs for everybody at the Barbie Barn. I think Rusty stole the recipe anyway. Curvers back of the net. 3 minutes remaining on this bad advantage. Curvers steps over center, slaps it high off the glass. Hogue went in after it. Ryan Mullen played it back in the net. That's Hogue out to Thomas. Back to the point for Krupp. Over to Curvers, fires, blocked in front. Thomas with it. Look at the stop by Barrasso. Tippett has shot it down the ice. 3 shots on goal with this power play for the Islanders. The game still tied, 2-2. Curvers carries it to center ice. Hard around the boards. Barrasso stops it and plays it. It hit Ryan Mullen, who comes back to center and took it away from Joey Mullen. Ryan down the left side. Gave it to Steve Thomas. His shot doesn't get through. Aglianetti to Joey Mullen. The Islanders knock it down at center. Krupp to Molotov. Vladimir Molotov over the line. Right side. Mario Lemieux steps in front of Brian Mullen. Hard around the boards. It'll be held by Krupp. Into the corner to Thomas. Thomas nudged it back to the net. It's centered out in front. Bowling! The score! Ferraro!
Advantage of the opportunities when they're presented. Look at this play. What a beautiful play to get the puck to Ferraro, and he plainly beat Barrasso. He went to the backhand, his 12th ball of the playoffs. The Islanders have a one-goal lead. It's now 3-2. Thomas keeps it alive. What a play by Brian Mullen to get it to a finisher. Ray Ferraro, and more important than the goal right at that time is that it's with 2 minutes. I contradicted myself. What is important is that the Islanders have 2 minutes of power play time still remaining. Am I excited or what?
Oh, yeah. Aren't we all? Ferraro sets up King on the right side. Back to Molotov. Over to Kerbers. Burns plays it deeper in the Pittsburgh zone. Through Ferraro on to King. Great King looks to Molotov. Got it right back from the big defenseman. King plays it away from All Samuelson. Ferraro can't center it through Murphy, and then he gets checked from behind and slammed to the ice. Up come the Penguins. Tippett to Tocchet. Tocchet back to Tippett to the backhand. Healy makes the stop. Covers the puck. The play continues as he got it quickly onto the stick of Dalgarno, then to Ferraro. Ferraro steps over center ice, fakes a shot, and dumped it in. Barrasso to play it here. Up the middle this time and down into the Islanders' zone. Ferraro leads all goal scorers in the Stanley Cup playoffs at 93 with a dozen. Mullen and Thomas assisted on the goal. King to Krupp over the Pittsburgh line. Yuri Krupp holds it. Takes it round the net to get away from Ramsey. Back to Molotov. Long shot. Got through but wide. King and Thomas go after it. Lee Thomas to Hogue covering the point. Back to Thomas. Centers. Krupp's shot is deflected wide. Ramsey got it to the line. Hogue held it in. Benoit Hogue. Takes it a little deeper. Trying to feed it back through Lemieux. Went to Thomas. Out to King. Back to Molotov and away from him. Lemieux looks down the ice as Healy plays the puck toward Vladimir Molotov. 28 seconds in the power play. The pass off Thomas's stick. He got knocked down, lost his helmet as Shell Samuelson collided with him, and Samuelson has dumped it the length of the ice. 4 shots on goal with this major power play for the Islanders. It has clicked once. It is 3-2. Kerbers brings it to center with 10 seconds to the man advantage. He's over the Pittsburgh line. Kerbers to Brian Mullen. Mullen nudges it back to the net. All Samuelson gets it to the line. Basti into Thomas. Thomas wrapped up with All Samuelson. Needham, who had served the major penalty, is out of the box. The Islanders do hit for one and get a 3-2 lead. The major penalty to Ron Francis. The loss of Francis for the balance of the game may be even more important. Thomas into the zone. Big collision with All Samuelson. He goes right back on the defenseman. They wrap up. There's going to be a penalty call. Referee Fawcett points to All Samuelson. Samuelson barking at Thomas. This game is coming to you from the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum.
What's exciting about the business, even though we've been in it now 30 years, we're still learning every day. We've made every mistake twice at least. We're always experimenting with new shapes and new forms, but I think that's part of the learning curve. I think that's part of the lesson of life, and certainly the lesson of retail. And I think that just the very fact that people can use their American Express card ends up creating an additional sale for the store.
American Express is welcomed at Crate and Barrel, and plenty of places they pack them in.
Saturday, the Mets are in Montreal to battle the Expos and see the Expos retire Rusty Staub's number 10. The Mets versus the Expos, Saturday at 1:30, plus the Rusty ceremony prior to the game. Live and exclusive on Sports Channel. Kids agree. Saturday mornings are better than ever with Modell's Dynamax. Find out what it takes to be a major leaguer or how to draw one. Whatever the game is, it's a sure hit on Modell's Dynamax. Saturday mornings at 9, only on Sports Channel.
Along with playing with an intensity, you have to play smart. Steve Thomas had taken a beating in this side of the ice. Now he goes backwards. All Samuelson, the same guy, knocked his helmet off. There, a stick up a little bit high, but All Samuelson there with a left hook. Referee signals a delayed penalty. You can see the Islander, Thomas, looking over. Didn't retaliate another time. Kasparaitis is now returned from the Islanders' dressing room to the noise that you hear. The Islanders, who have one power play goal on the 5-minute major to Francis, now get another power play out there. Ulf Samuelsson gets a roughing penalty.
Referee Mark Fawcett is just a little to the left of Kasparaitis. Now skates away. John Doolin, the equipment manager, was doing something for the referee. And there's the numbers on the power play, both for the night and the series. 4 of 30. You count 2 on that major penalty to Francis. And they scored 1 power play goal. It becomes the second power play chance. Listen to this crowd. Wow.
One of the keys, Jiggs, we talked about it before the game started, was going to be the power play of the Islanders. They have to step up. They've got to improve. They've got to do something, and they're doing it tonight.
Ball start on the face-off. They'll line up again in the circle to the right of Tom Barrasso. Mario Lemieux and Joey Mullen are the penalty-killing forwards, with Murphy and Ramsey on defense. There's the nick. More than a nick, isn't it? Up above the right eye of Kasparaitis. Lemieux and Ferraro face off. Ferraro wins the draw. Game outside the line, controlled here by Krupp. On to Molotov. Back to Huey Krupp. Krupp looks to the right. The pass out of the reach of Ferraro. Joey Mullen turned it back. Molotov turns it back even further on into the Islanders' zone. That's King to chase it. Past the midway point of the second period. The Islanders lead this game by a score of 3-2. Krupp taking the pass, steps over the line. Got checked. Joey Mullen shoots it out of there. Healy sliding out of the net. He's up the puck for Molotov. Vladimir, the 24-year-old through skating defenseman, backhands it around Ramsey. Then the 2 defensemen go to the deck. Rosso plays the puck up the boards on the right side off Tocchet. Pippen chases it down the ice, and King is there to clear it. Right to Tocchet as it turns out, but outside the line, fortunately for the Islanders, and it's offside.
Careless move by the Islanders. Tocchet is very quick. He's such a good player. He knows where to go. Almost trapped the puck onside, and they'd have had a break to the net. Molotov here as he jams the puck down deep. He was off balance. If you think that he went down easily because Ramsey ran into him, he was holding up. Watch his weight go back on his own. He was trying to stop. Ramsey hit him at the right time. It was an easy tip over for Ramsey, the veteran defenseman, one-time Buffalo Sabre. What an acquisition for the Pittsburgh Penguins to get that playing ability and a veteran.
Think of Hogue and Krupp, former Buffalo Sabres in this Islander lineup. You know, only they had Pierre Turgeon, too, to add to that list. Now Ramsey over in Pittsburgh. Rivers dumps the puck in. Del Samuelsson got checked. Taglianetti steps up. Thomas knocked it away, but Taglianetti recovers, comes to center ice. Lasky reached in, knocked it away from him, but it went to Tippett. To Tocchet. Tocchet checked by Curvers. The Islanders move it across to Brian Mullen. Around the boards with 42 seconds left in this power play. Del Samuelsson didn't get it out of the zone. Brian Mullen dumped it toward the corner. Hogue for Samuelsson off the puck. There's Thomas in front of Curvers, and he can't get the backhander on. Curvers to the side of the net. Thomas comes out in front. Shoots. He scores!
Beautiful play off the net. He pulled away from the goalpost. Thomas lifted it. It went up underneath the left arm of Tom Barrasso, and Steve Thomas has given the Islanders a 2-goal cushion. It's their second power play goal of the hockey game. It was this move off the net by Tom Curvers that gave the opportunity to Thomas to wheel, and Barrasso pulled away from the goalpost. Thomas put it up under his arm on the short side, and the Islanders keeping it on, turning it on.
Davey Thomas had 15 shots at Barrasso in the 5 games prior to tonight. He had 5 of them in Game 5, and this is the biggest. Up off the skate and into the net. Blanked in 7 straight games, 5 of them in this playoff round. He'd had problems in stretches this season. He didn't score a goal in the first 4 games. Didn't have a goal in a stretch of 5 games from the end of October to the middle of November. He won 8 games without a goal. From early January, the 9th to the 26th, and another 5-game famine. Mid-February, the 13th to the 27th. So it's not really all that unusual, but he does get frustrated when the puck doesn't go in the net for him. And when he hit the pipe with a shot in the first period, you can just see him grip the stick that much harder. Now a 4-2 Islander lead. And the Penguins starting out of their zone. Murphy with a pass to Strocka. Into the Islander zone to Stevens. Winds up. Healy the save. Fitzgerald back to clear the rebound. Overskated it. Reached back. Now reorganizes the play with a pass that got through to Kasparaitis. Up to Mick Fakota. Fakota dumps it into the far corner. Herbers and Hogue assisted on that goal by Thomas. Penguins to the Islander blue line. Kevin Stevens centered one. Yager got pinched off by Vasquez. Check. Fakota didn't get it up. Stepping up is Molotov. He had to turn back. Played it to the line. Shot back in by Stevens. Healy in a collision back of the net. It's centered and they score! Martin Strocka gets a gimme. Islanders in trouble in their own end, and the Penguins take advantage of it.
Islanders made a big mistake, Jiggs. They went after a body with the goaltender Healy out of the net, and one of the bodies they got was Healy's. They got his helmet off. They held him. They delayed him from getting in. That's Jaromir Jagr. He gets ridden into Glenn Healy. That delayed Healy from getting to the front of the net. Beautiful pass by Jaromir Jagr to Strocka, and he had the whole open net to place the puck into. There goes Jagr. There's the hit by Vasquez. They got a hold of Healy. That delayed him, and Strocka was able to jam it in. Important goal for the Pittsburgh Penguins. They've cut the lead in half now. 7:38 remaining in the second period.
Numbers 12-22. A lot of twos there. 12-22. Second for Strocka. Second of the game. The Islander goal. Thomas is fourth from Herbers and Hogue, and now Strocka a minute and 2 seconds later. So it's a 4-3 hockey game.
Strocka's second of the game. Second of the playoffs from Yager and
Stevens assisted on that goal. Islanders have played the puck into the Pittsburgh zone. Barrasso turns it up off the glass and out towards center ice. Kasparaitis goes back. On the play stoppage on the goal by Strocka. Travis Green returned to the Islander lineup. Mario Lemieux gets mugged by Darius Kasparaitis. No penalty. Kasparaitis right back with another pop on Mario, and the Pittsburgh bench is screaming. Mario is still on the ice, just now getting back into the play.
Nobody does that to Mario Lemieux.
Wow.
But Kasparaitis did.
Lemieux putting the stick into Pilon. Kasparaitis popped him again. This time there will be a penalty. Kasparaitis is challenging Mario. Darius, look at the number.
Boy, you think he isn't into this hockey game.
We'll be back after this local break. The Islanders and the Penguins playoff hockey on SportsChannel.
Everything that you want in a sports paper.
I get emotional when I read it.
Actually, I don't get emotional. I'm just looking for the dirt.
It's exciting reading.
Fantastic coverage on local high schools and colleges.
Especially reading sports. I want to know everything.
I almost feel as if I'm in the locker room when they're writing their piece.
When they're sweating and downright dirty.
It's the best sports coverage in town.
Thank you. Next question.
New York Newsday. Truth, justice, and the best sports in New York.
You got the answer right here.
Baseball season is in full swing, and PC Richard & Son and Panasonic team up to bring you incredible savings. See the action on this Panasonic 27-inch super flat TV, just $697. Record the action with this Panasonic Palm Quarter, only $679. And replay the action on this Panasonic VCR, just $198. Remember, for all home electronics, PC Richard & Son saves you money.
Kasparaitis, he grew up with a tit-for-tat attitude. Watch what happens here. Lemieux cross-checked him there, drove him down into the ice. He gets back up. Rome, take that, Mario. I don't care whether you're the the greatest hockey player in the world or not. Lemieux has a hold of his stick. He says, here, take that again. That wasn't all. Mario's saying, wait a minute, I haven't got guys giving me this kind of a treatment. I don't believe this. It wasn't over yet. Darius Kasparaitis, there, he gives Lemieux another shot. And don't leave your seats, folks, because there's more to come. Kasparaitis is after him. Boom! Hits him with a shot. That drew the attention of the referee. Look at Darius challenging him. Come on, get up. I'll go with you. Kasparaitis gets 2 minutes for roughing.
Second power play of the game for the Pittsburgh Penguins. In the last game and a half in this series, the Islanders have had 24 minutes and 8 seconds of power play time to the Penguins 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Now the Penguins, you see their numbers, 3 for 20 on the series. Have the extra man, Stevens, Lemieux, and Tocchet move up into the Islanders zone. The pass toward Mario Lemieux. Checked by Tom Fitzgerald, then Troop stepped up and digs the puck off his stick and dumps it down the ice.
Boy, Mario Lemieux's bad. He looked over towards Strocka, started to say something. You could hear his, or you could see his head bobbing up and down. He's upset. Here's Kevin Stevens on the rush. Checked by Hogue and a shot down the ice by Troop. Stevens collided with him well after the play. I'll tell you, Jiggs, this could have a lot of significance in the hockey game. This could throw the Pittsburgh Penguins into a dither. They're probably going to start running it. Darius Kasparaitis when he gets out of the box. Puck deflected out of play. Yeah, we've seen Darius do this to so many teams in the past. Get them running around. Think of a couple of games with the New Jersey Devils, a couple with the Capitals. He had Tocchet chasing him all over the ice in an earlier game in this series. And now he is upset the entire Pittsburgh team. Of course, he's probably still upset because look at over his right eye. That had to take a few stitches, probably 5 or 6 of them. Let me correct something I mentioned earlier. The Islander, the SportsChannel coverage of the Mets Expo game and the Rusty Staub Day in Montreal begins at 12:30. Mets on deck is at 12:30, covering the ceremonies. And the game at 1:30 Saturday afternoon. Ulf Samuelsson fired one from the point here that was blocked. Tocchet. Stevens, Lemieux back to the net. Mario with nobody to give it to. Everybody covered. Stevens gets loose only for a moment. Lemieux up to Tocchet. Looks to Ulf Samuelsson. Across to Murphy, has to chase it. Loisel beat him to it, but didn't get it out. Lemieux from back of the net, out to Tocchet. Tocchet centers. Stevens scores. 4-4 tie. That's a tough break for the Islanders. That puck deflected. It went perfectly to Stevens, standing on the open side to the left of Glenn Healy. And he easily shoveled it in. It's his 4th goal of the playoffs. Lemieux from behind the net. There's the relay to Tocchet. Tocchet pass. There's the deflection. Hit a stick. T-launch. It hit Healy. Went onto the stick of Kevin Stevens, who easily slid it into the open side of the net. A break for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Mario Lemieux from behind the net. Tocchet from the far side. There's the puck. It deflected twice and went to the stick of Kevin Stevens. Penguins out shooting the Islanders in this period by a margin of 10-5. And now have outscored the Islanders 3 goals to 2 to tie this game at 4-4. So the penalty to Kasparaitis, while it may have shaken up the Penguins, and especially Mario Lemieux, is costly in that the Penguins do get the power play goal. 3 goals in 3 minutes and 11 seconds. Game brand new. Yager races up after a loose puck. A check, but Daniels is there to dump it in. And Healy leaves it for Huey Krupp. A little more than 5 minutes to play in the second period. Daniels is checked by Thomas. Tipped it for the Penguins. Put it on the boards. Spins it around behind the net. Healy goes to the left side. Ryan Mullen banks one off the big defenseman, Shell Samuelsson, and then it ends up in the corner. We Krupp to clear it. That's going the length of the ice. Shell Samuelsson chases it back. And an icing call made against the Islanders. It's the Islanders and the Penguins tie 4-4.
45, even 45 says, even 46 per pound, $4,700 for one time, $4,700.
What'll it be, fellas?
Make it a Bud Light.
Sorry, this is the last one.
Well, I think I've been. I can take that one.
What do you want to give for it? I'm a 2 and a 10. Give me 10, a 20 big. Give me 20 now, 30. Give me 30 now, 40 big. Give me 40 now, 50. Give me 50 now, 60 big. Give me 60 now, 70. Give me 70 now, 80.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Bud Light, please. Sorry, boys. This is the last one.
Jeep days are held over. That's right. The incredible opportunity to save on the Jeep vehicle you've been waiting for has been extended, and there is still an unbelievable selection. Choose from hundreds of award-winning Jeep Grand Cherokees and get up to $1,100 in savings. Enjoy cash back on classic Cherokee Sport, or get legendary Wrangler as low as this. So hurry in for Jeep days at your Jeep and Eagle dealer today, because days like these won't be held over for long. Now, financing available with no payment until September.
Just underway. The Islanders moving it out of the zone. The Penguins bringing it right back. And Yager gets checked by Steve Junker. Junker, Ferraro, and King out on the ice. Baskey takes a hit after moving the puck to Malika. Up to King, back to Ferraro. Left side to Junker, and Murphy stepped in. On to Strocka, who's over the line. Back to Murphy. Murphy centered. Healy the save, and there's a big rebound available for Malika. It goes to Steve Junker, up ahead to King in full flight. Got through the defense, gave the pass to Ferraro, and he couldn't get a shot away. Taglianetti dragged down from behind. Up comes Loney into the Islander zone with a feed to Strocka. Slap shot is blocked by Pilon. Richard Pilon around the boards here for King. Ran into Wolf Samuelson. Kasparaitis covering in his own zone. Plays the pass toward King, who's lost his helmet. Mario Lemieux lost the puck to King, who's dumped it to the corner. Back on it here is Wolf Samuelson. 3.5 minutes to go in the second period. Kevin Stevens drops it for Mario Lemieux into the Islander zone. Gaining speed, holding on to the puck as he makes the turn. A backhand pass. Tocchet had it go off his skates. Tocchet and Green on the end board. Stevens reaches in. Back toward the blue line. Jennings lays it behind the net. There is Kasparaitis, comes away with it. Kasparaitis into center ice. Now over the Pittsburgh line. Left the puck for Claude Loisel. He shoots right on. The rebound is turned aside. Dalgarno from back of the net. To Kasparaitis, who's way in on the play. You reached in to knock it away from Dalgarno. Tocchet gets checked at the blue line. Jennings will clear it out. Loose puck picked up by Tocchet. On to Lemieux. Across the line. Drops it for Stevens. Shot it to Kasparaitis, and it comes out of the corner for Dalgarno. And Dalgarno down the left side. At the Pittsburgh line, but it's in the zone and offside as Troop handles it here with 2.5 minutes to play in the second period. Let's get a look ahead and some observations from Stan.
Thank you, Jiggs. My guess is going to be Kevin Stevens, who got himself a goal. The Islanders got themselves in a hole after they had a 2-goal lead. One bad mistake. They've been passing the puck back when they're going on the offense, gambling too much. Had they not done that, I think it would have been different. They're 4-4 now. They got to hustle. Jiggs?
All right, Stan. You'll also be hearing from Bill Smith as part of our second intermission tonight. He'll be joining Stan. Bill Smith, Mike Bossy, Dennis Potvin, the three Islanders to have had their uniform numbers retired to the rafters. 5, 22, and of course, Smitty's 31. Huey Troop slaps the puck into the Pittsburgh zone. He got through Barrasso. Mullen with a shot. Off Barrasso. It's in the goal mouth, and he's able to clear it away before Thomas got there. Or Hogue, excuse me, who was racing for it. Now the Penguins get it into the Islander zone. Icing the call with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in this period.
A game that's already had so much in it. Tom Barrasso does not look that steady in the nets, Jiggs. Look at this shot. It hit him, went down, almost lost control of it. And here again, a position where the Islanders a little closer to the net. They'd have had an opportunity to pump a rebound in. Tom Barrasso cleared it away. The Islanders, they're keeping the heat on. They want to try and finish this period with another goal. In doing so, they're opening themselves up just a little bit more than I'm sure Al Arbor wants them to do. It's a 4-4 game, 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the second period.
Hogue centering for Thomas and Mullen. Malikoff and Baskey on defense. Tocchet to take the face-off for Pittsburgh. Ekman and Joey Mullen are the other forwards. Tippett is waved out. Sean McEachran steps in. We look at Dave Tippett. McEachran won the draw. Ramsey gave it to Murphy. to Tippett. Malakoff reached in, knocked it away, and then took Tippett into the boards heavily. Ryan Mullen gets it into the Pittsburgh zone. Thomas holding it at the line. Hogue sets up Ryan Mullen off the wing. Pad save. Thomas goes back to the net. So does Mullen, who comes up with the puck. Out in front to Hogue. Backs off the board. Centers off Thomas. And Barrasso has made the stop. 1 minute, 56 seconds left in period number 2.
Good pursuit of the puck by the Islanders. Good puck motion. Good motion by the players. Benoit Hogue. The Islanders need his abilities offensively. Look at this crushing check. Molokov on Dave Tippett.
Saw Mark Fitzpatrick, who's the backup goaltender tonight, get that glove up in his face saying, oh, no, not me.
That was the pass to Benoit Hogue there to the front of the net. Thomas tried to deflect it. Steve Barrasso hanging on to the puck, allowing his team to make a change. But Barrasso doesn't look as steady as he has in the past. The Islanders having an effect. They're in around the net, trying to stay in his face. See the coaching staff. That tells you that they're not really too pleased with the way this hockey game is going. They do not have control.
There are 2 other assistant coaches. One, Rick Keogh, is the eye in the sky tonight. And Gilles Malache is the goaltending coach. Some staff with Scotty Bowman, isn't it?
A lot of talent.
Ray Ferraro wins the faceoff. Fitzgerald gets forced outside the line. The puck didn't come outside the rule, and King dumps it back to the net. Barrasso misplayed it. It came right out in front, and there's Daniels stepping in front of King. Yes, Daniels plays it down into the Islander zone, and Healy is out to cut it off for Yui Krupp. On to King. King plays it right back across toward Curvers. Daniels steps into him, but Fitzgerald came back for the puck. On to Yui Krupp. Looks up at the clock. 25 seconds remaining in the second period. That's Curvers giving it to Fitzgerald. Went to King on the left side. Can't play it through Shell Samuelson. Up to Yager. Apparently he touched it, so icing is waved off. There is Kasparaitis with a feed that went through Ferraro at center ice. Dalgarno chases it. Gets it in the Pittsburgh zone. Goes cross ice. Coming late is Loisel. Out in front of Ferraro. Couldn't make contact. And Dalgarno gets checked. The Penguins don't get it out of the zone. Here's Kasparaitis with less than a minute to go in the period. Was tugged at by Stevens. Stevens got it to the line. Green held it in momentarily. Now out comes Yager with a feed to Murphy on the right side. Back to Yager. Things open up. Look out. Yager, backhander. Healy's got it at the goal line. Yager slaps his stick on the ice. He had a big chance there.
That tells you the story of the frustration that's going on in the minds of some of the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Islanders give them an opportunity, and Glenn Healy takes it away. There's Murphy as he stops, fed the puck to Yager. He has the moves. There, moving to his left and back to the right. Beautiful stop here, Glenn Healy, as Yager took the puck off the goalpost, tried to shovel it in. Look at that. Wham! He knows he should have put it in, but somebody got in the way. Good play here by Murphy. Beautiful pass to Yager. Look at him dance. Look at him handle the puck. Look at him maneuver. And Healy ends up taking it away. And then he gets wrapped from behind. Double jeopardy.
And we'll have a little delay as an octopus is out on the ice in the face-off circle to the right of Healy, and nobody on the ice has spotted it till this moment. Want a stick to remove it? Yager says, I'd like to go get it, because I just stuck the joint out. A great way to reward yourself after the game is with the fresh, pure, natural taste of an ice cold Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Double 19, 38.3 seconds left in period 2. No matter who comes out of this series, they'll face a new number in the Montreal uniform. Matthew Schneider, the defenseman who was worn number 8 all along, has moved to number 27 because there is no luck left in 8 after a couple of injuries. Schneider is healthy again. Mario Lemieux battling for the puck. Right up here with Travis Green. Lemieux gets loose, comes out with a backhander. He says he has scored. The referee says he hasn't.
A natural reaction, I suppose, for somebody like Mario Lemieux. They generally go in, but this one didn't. Take another look. The Islanders don't get the face-off. There's Mario Lemieux fighting off a check behind the net. Very difficult. trying to keep him pinned in. Travis Green let him get a half a step. That hit the goalpost. Glenn Healy grabbed it. Yager, now Mario Lemieux, all in the closing seconds of the second period.
Game is tied 4-4. 25.6 of a second left in the second period. The face-off to Healy's left. It'll be Lemieux and Green. Dalgarno and Loisel out as well. So is Tocchet. So is Stevens for Pittsburgh. Group around the boards and outside the line. Now it gets outside. They ruled that it didn't come out the first time. And we're down to the final 14 seconds. Group steps in over the Pittsburgh line. Gets taken to the boards, and an offside is called.
Gerard Gauthier, Jiggs, got tangled up with players. He got tangled up with the puck. He created the offside. The Islanders trying to get back in, trying to get another chance at Tom Barrasso. Larry Murphy, a lot of ice time. Seen a lot of Islanders coming at him, going around him. He is another Pittsburgh Penguin that gets more than his share of ice time. Penalty killing, power play, regular shift at the end of a period such as this.
Great resilience. Comes back time after time after time. Lots of ice, as you say. Now the puck cleared out, and we're going to hear the horn to end period 2.
Not such a good period for the Islanders. They had a lead at the end of the first period. They led 2-1. Pittsburgh wins the second period. Power play goals was the story.
Dozen shots in each period for the Penguins. The Islanders, who had led 2-1 at the end of one period, file off and head down toward the dressing room. A couple of them have already been in for repairs and back out to finish up the second period. But the Penguins do outscore the Islanders in period 2 and have tied this game after 40 minutes. Penguins 4, the Islanders 4. Our recap in the second intermission right after this.
Now it's time for the MCS Canon Teamwork Moment. It's brought to you by the team of Canon Technology and MCS Service. One is a great reason to buy the other. Take a look at Ray Ferraro's goal. It was a power play goal. And what happened? Here's on the boards on the far side to the left, Huey Crew. He's bent over trying to control the puck, and he does a good enough job to keep it in low. As it goes down behind the net, there, a good check, protecting the puck, and a beautiful pass by Brian Mullen coming across in front of the net. Here's the path of the puck out in front, grabbing it, Ray Ferraro. Nobody's more dangerous than Ferraro from 8 or 10 feet, and he proved it again. His leading 12th goal, a teamwork moment. One is a great reason to buy the other, MCS and Canon. Tickets for the Wales Conference Finals are now on sale. Upon advancement, the Islanders will face off against the Montreal Canadiens in Game 3 on Thursday, May the 20th at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are available at the Coliseum box office. Ticketmaster or Ticketmaster charged by phone. Call them at 516-888-9000.
Ahead. Here comes the third period with the game tied 4-4. It's the first time in the playoffs of '93 that the Penguins have been tied in a game after 2 periods. And it's the 14th time overall that teams have gone to the third tied. Home teams have won 7, visitors 6, so it's on the line, isn't it? Fitzgerald puts the puck in the Pittsburgh zone. Barrasso leads it for Murphy. Pinching in is Dalgarno. The puck goes to the left wing for Stevens. To the line for Pilon. Long shot to a screen and wide. Over goes Claude Loisel. Plays it around behind the net. Barrasso slowed it up. First man to get to it is Dalgarno. Then Stevens steps in front of him and clears the zone. Rich Pilon will shoot it back in. It bobbled right to Barrasso. Murphy steps back in the net. Up the left side. Stevens on to Tocchet. One man back. Tocchet's shot is off Baskey and recovered by Malakoff. Vladimir Malakoff with only 1 shot on goal thus far in this game. To Loisel, to Fitzgerald. He's across the line with Thomas. Dropped the puck for Loisel. Shot it wide. Fitzgerald lays it in off the boards towards Steve Thomas. Back to Fitzgerald. One time that hit Thomas, I believe, and ends up on Taglianetti's stick. The long pass to Lemieux didn't get through. Taglianetti back. Paul Samuelson controls the puck here. We're 1 minute and 10 seconds into the third period. Peter Taglianetti using the boards, got it to center ice. Baskey with a feed to Thomas, on to Holdstick, now to Thomas. Steve Thomas, shot one off Taglianetti. It bounces around at the line and up with it to the Penguins. Strocka to Yager, off right wing, shoots. Bad save by Healy. Strocka goes to the corner, gets wrapped up there with Krug. Out of the corner comes Hogue to Brian Mullen. On to Steve Thomas, 2 men back. Thomas can't get through them. Now Brian Mullen goes in, but Loney beat him to the puck. Fed Strocka. Shells to Walt Samuelson, and out to Yager, who dumps it to the far corner. That's Jennings breaking in, but an offside has been called, and Yager is shaken up.
A couple of players shaken up, Jiggs. Yager a little bit there, crunched along the boards. Steve Thomas lost his stick and glove halfway into the Pittsburgh end of the ice. He got up rather slowly, but Yager had a scoring opportunity. Maybe that's what he's getting up rather slowly about. Let's take another look now as here's the transition, a quick one. There's the pass to Yager. He has speed on the right side. There, gets the shot away. Healy with a kick save. Tom Curvers bearing down on Jaromir Yager.
Sellout crowd, 16,297 at the Coliseum for the 6 home games in the playoffs of '93. The Islanders have drawn 94,000 paying customers.
Gentlemen in attendance, Jiggs. Nice to see. What an effort to get here. The commissioner, Gary Bettman, came by to say hello before the hockey game. Guess where he was last night?
Yeah, we saw him on the highlights, didn't we? Vancouver.
Vancouver, British Columbia, traveled all the way across the country, probably just in time to get here.
Baskey steps from back of the net. Up the middle with the pass to Ferraro. On to the right side. That's Steve Junker. Long shot is wide of Ferraro. King goes for it. Baskey pinched in, but the Penguins are able to clear it out. Chasing it back is Molotov. That's Yager on him. Vladimir Molotov to Derek King. Up to Ferraro. Off his stick. King is able to clear the zone. Mike Ramsey waits with the puck. Team in the middle of a change. He has slapped it into the zone. Molotov with it here. On to King. Off his stick. Right to Tippett. Dave Tippett plays it to the far corner. McEachran went in. Molotov came back. They get crisscrossed in front of the net. It goes, and Joey Mullen couldn't score there. Down the right side goes Thomas. Goes up. Trying to get around the defensive work of Ramsey. Then a centering pass hit Murphy. Taken by Curvers to the corner for Hogue. Down in front to Thomas. What a sliding stop. One-timer, and Ferraro makes a thin-gone save. This is McEachran. The puck taken away by Brian Mullen, who's cleared it. Paul Samuelson to the right side for Joey Mullen. Into Tippett. Now to Joey Mullen. Shoots. That missed the net. Mullen gets his own rebound. Gave it to McEachran, but Krug stepped in. Louis Krug brings the Islanders up 4-on-3. Now 3-on-3 as Thomas has gone for a player change, so the Islanders dump it in. Hogue went right to Murphy. Samuelson up with the pass for Dave Tippett. 3 Islanders get back. Tippett shoots from outside the line, and it Kasparaitis. And it's dumped in by Joey Mullen, and the Penguins get a chance to change. There's Dalgarno. Leading it to the open side. Fitzgerald after it. Dumped it in around Taglianetti. There goes Walt Samuelson. Spun it around to the open side for Kevin Stevens. Stevens with Lemieux and Tocchet. Lemieux has the puck. Passes to Tocchet. Dumps it off in front where it hit Pilon. Tommy Fitzgerald sends Dalgarno out of the zone. Now to Kasparaitis. Across the Pittsburgh line. Held it, then went to center one that's broken up by Lemieux. Forced behind the net by Fitzgerald. Dalgarno gets his stick on a loose puck. Plays it around the end boards. Loisel steps into Stevens, and the Penguins still able to clear it. It was Tocchet, rather, not Stevens that Loisel collided with. Pilon slaps it up the wing, off Rick Tocchet. Gathered in by Claude Loisel. We played 4.5 minutes at the beginning of the third period. Still a 4-4 game. Loisel shoots it hard into the Pittsburgh zone, off the glass. Dalgarno went after it. Collides with Taglianetti. Rick Tocchet leading the zone, didn't get it out. Derek King breaks in, but it's an offside play called by the linesman. It's still 4-4.
On the roof, it's peaceful as can be. And there the world below can bother me. Let me tell you now, when I come home feeling tired,
New Club World. Let all your cares drift right into space. British Airways, the world's favorite airline.
Suppose you wanted to make a chair as stable as can be. Where would you put the legs? Right at the corners, right? Now, suppose you wanted to make a car as stable as can be. Where would you put the wheels? Right. That's why the new Intrepid is so remarkably stable. The wheels are pushed out toward the corners. The further we pushed, the more stable and sure-footed it became. Intrepid. This changes everything.
Let me show you a play that keeps players up at night if they're not successful in a hockey game. Look at the scoring chance. Steve Thomas, a sliding save by Tom Barrasso.
Thomas has a goal in this game. Derek King has one. Brad Dalgarno. Ray Ferraro. 4-4 is the score. Molotov. Junker feeds Ferraro. King up the left side. Chases it as Ferraro dumped it in. And Barrasso just did play it away from King. It's held by Junker, who centered the puck. Jennings clears that over the glass and on into the seats. If we haven't made an impression before, let me make one more introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, Pro Bear. This lovable bear stands 2 feet tall. Comes complete with an authentic NHL uniform, stick, gloves, skates, and helmet. And it's available in any one of the NHL team uniforms. It can be yours for just $79.95 plus $5 shipping. You can order by sending a check or money order to the address on your screen.
Do you know what the bear needs, Jiggs? Needs a little suntan. Probably if it went on the cruise with us.
Yeah, it probably would help, wouldn't it?
Yeah, what do we leave now on the 1st of August, coming back on the 8th of August to Bermuda? What a wonderful trip that's going to be. Some of the alumni players, some of the current Islanders, all going to be there. Ship leaving out of New York. Get you some of the details when we get an opportunity.
Ryan Mullen puts the puck in front. Barrasso grabbed it and held on. 14 minutes, 51 seconds remaining in this third period. Tommy Barrasso has an opportunity to join Ken Dryden, Bernie Perrant, Duff Worsley, Bill Smith, and Grant Fuhr as the only goaltenders to have been elected as the All-Star goaltender one season and a Stanley Cup win the next. Last guy to do it, Grant Fuhr, 87-88. Bill Smith at 81-82. Then the All-Star goaltender. This year, Tommy Barrasso could join that group if Pittsburgh is to go on and win it all. The Islanders stand in their way right now, and the Montreal Canadiens are waiting for a date with whoever in the conference championship. And beyond that, we've got the winner of the West, the Campbell Conference. Herbers plays the puck back to Krupp. Back to Herbers. To the right side, Huey Krupp goes to the boards. Was met by Daniels. Loose puck for Tippett. Trying to get it to Joey Mullen, but Brian knocked it out of the air. Now Joey Mullen leaves it at center, and Herbers feeds it up to Brian Mullen. Mullen puts it in the far corner for Thomas. Thomas taken off the puck by Alf Samuelsson. Hogue is there. Tippett checking him. Thomas takes it loose. Out in front to Mullen. He scores!
Face hockey. The Islanders pick the pockets of the Pittsburgh Penguins right here. Steve Thomas grabs the puck. Scott Mullen on the far side. Bingo, bango, bongo. Beautiful hockey here. Thomas to Mullen, and he finishes it. Brian Mullen gives the Islanders a go-ahead goal. His third goal of the playoffs. A timely goal. The Islanders consistently in the face. He takes the hit. Here it is, 2-2. 2 Penguins, 2 Islanders, but it was Thomas picking the pocket of Alf Samuelsson.
Said at the beginning of the game, be here on time. They were. Dalgarno got them a goal before the 32nd mark of the opening period. Do the little things. Done most of them very well. It's a 5-4 Islander lead, but the Penguins are right back in with a long shot that was blocked by Healy, and Kasparaitis comes to the left and clears the zone. Off Ramsey. Ramsey gave it away to Dalgarno. Loisel moves in. So does Fitzgerald. Right in on goal, and Barrasso makes the save. Dalgarno over. Can't get it away from Mike Ramsey. Mario didn't get it outside the line. Ramsey carries it out and then tries a long pass to Kevin Stevens. To Rick Tocchet, tugged at by Loisel, who pulled him off the puck. And it goes right back to Loisel. Shell sets up behind the net. The pass on to Fitzgerald. Dalgarno over on the right side as Fitzgerald slaps it in. Dalgarno went after it. To him and out towards center ice. And now it's called in a tussle back in the play as Jennings and Dalgarno were all over one another. Thomas and Hogue assisted on Brian Mullen's third goal of the playoffs at 5:42 to give the Islanders a lead over Scotty Bowman's team at 5-4.
You know, Scotty Bowman is very concerned now, Jake. He was all over his assistant coaches when Thomas picked the pocket of Ulf Samuelsson and Mullen finished it with his third goal of the playoffs.
This crowd standing and cheering. We missed Travis Green at the start of the period. We're told now that he has a slight contusion of the right eye, blurred vision, and will not return.
Isn't it amazing how these Islanders are able to pack all of the hole, almost as if the boat was ready to sink, and you had to run around putting bubble gum in all of the holes. They somehow have been able to do it. They have not had the services of Pierre Turgeon from the beginning. They lost flatly for this game. Now Travis Green, who has been doing such a good job on Mario Lemieux and his line.
Keep in mind that Pittsburgh is without Ron Francis, who took a major penalty early stages of the second period. Baskey moves it around to the far side. That's Steve Junker wearing number 17 up to Derek King. On to Huey Krupp to Ray Ferraro. Off his stick and Kjell Samuelsson. Gave it to Strocka to Yager. 2-on-1 with McEachran to the front of the net. Yager can't get it by Healy. Ferraro lost control of it. Here's Strocka. To the point. Kjell Samuelsson fires and that missed. Back to Ulf Samuelsson. Into McEachran. King takes him to the boards. The puck loose for Krupp. Huey Krupp turning on Yager. Strocka gets to it. King gets to him. Derek King pinning it on the boards. They'd like a face-off, but they're going to be denied. It's Yager and Strocka keeping it play. Now King spots Junker. Taken off the puck by Samuelsson, but King moves it out towards center ice. Derek King goes to the boards and a hit with Strocka. In steps Ferraro. King nudges it up to Ferraro. On to Steve Thomas. Off the left side. He shoots off the goal post. Twice Thomas has hit the pipe at that end of the ice in this game. And it's a 5-4 Islander lead as McEachran dumps the puck in. Kerber's back for it. Don Kerber's up to Brian Mullen. He has the go-ahead goal, and his long shot bounces off the pads. Ulf Samuelsson and Thomas go to the end boards. Ulf Samuelsson around to Mario Lemieux. Lemieux to center ice. Dumps it in. Joey Mullen to chase it. Healy out to play it away from him. It goes to Brian Mullen. Mullen can't get it to Stevie Thomas. Murphy back to the Penguins. Played it behind Needham. Elon to Thomas. Now to Hogue. Trying to go to the left side. Stepping up is Murphy. Got it into the Islanders zone. Curvers to Pelon, and they get it out. Thomas relays it to center ice. Taglianetti is dropped back. Cross ice to Murphy. Off his stick, but Taglianetti is there. On to Joey Mullen. Up ahead is Lemieux to take the pass. Mario taken to the board solidly by Pelon. Joey Mullen steps into his man as Needham rounds the net. Can't center it. Dalgarno to Hogue, and the Islanders have cleared it out. Just under 11 minutes to play in the third period. 5-4, Islanders leading the Penguins. Puck chased down into the Islanders zone. Fitzgerald taking it from Healy. Over to Molotov. Stevens stole it in front to tip, and a backhander is blocked. Loose puck. Stevens shot it right across the front of the net. Kjell Samuelsson unloads. That rattles around as loose, and Loisel comes away with it. Junker nudged it into the Pittsburgh zone. This crowd has been very vocal, haven't they? Jennings from center ice. Around the boards. Tocchet pinching in. So is Kjell Samuelsson, and he gave it away to Molotov. Out to Fitzgerald. Tippett on him. Tippett took the worst of the hit. Jennings goes back to the puck. Lost it. Junker can't play it around him, however. Here's Rick Tocchet. Tocchet, Stevens. Now McEachran. McEachran nudges towards Stevens to McEachran for a shot. Stretching save off the post to the right of Healy. Kasparaitis hits it to the line. Oh, Samuelsson held it in. Shot it off McEachran. Into Stevens. Back to the point for Ulf Samuelsson. Samuelsson unloads. Healy kicks out of side, and Kasparaitis goes for the puck. Comes off the far boards to the feed to King. Through him, but out of the zone. Kjell Samuelsson hammers it right back in. Kasparaitis chases it. The Penguins in a player change. Kasparaitis up the right side of the ice. On to Derek King. To Ray Ferraro. 2-on-1 with Thomas. Ferraro to Thomas. He scores!
We see it here, the Islanders, after a shot at the goal, here they come. A 2-on-1 break, Ray Ferraro, Thomas on the far side, whipped it into the net. He hit the post twice, he scored a goal early in the game. He's had a lot of scoring chances stopped by Tom Barrasso, but not this one. There, Thomas rips it into the middle of the net, and the Islanders have regained a 2-goal lead, something they enjoyed early in the second period.
See who just skated by Stevie Thomas? Mario Lemieux on the ice for that goal. 5 in the playoffs. Second, as you see in this game, for Steve Thomas. It comes at the 10:32 mark. Well, twice tonight, the Islanders have had 2-goal leads. They couldn't protect the one earlier. What do they do now? Islanders hockey is being brought to you by Mobil. Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil. Isn't your car worth the extra protection? Can you hear me? Because I can't hear myself. Wow. Thomas from Ferraro and King at 10:32 of the third period. This capacity crowd seeing the Islanders take a 6-4 lead, trying to force Game 7 in this series on Friday night at Pittsburgh. And Wahone, Yager tugging at him. Hogue gets the puck out of the zone, picks it up at center, into the Pittsburgh zone, moving on all Samuelson, pulls up, centers off Brian Mullen. Curvers it started in. Backs up now as Yager makes the pass right onto the stick of Troop. He's overled Hogue. Troop with it again at center ice, gets the play onside and then dumps it in. Larry Murphy comes out of the corner. Jaromir Jagr. Jagr across the Islander line. Centers it across, right to Fitzgerald, rather. Tommy Fitzgerald across the Pittsburgh blue line. Left the puck for Kasparaitis. It was in his skates, and Peter Taglianetti brings him up 3-on-1. Daniels to Jagr, to Daniels to Jagr, and he shot it wide. Taglianetti centers. Couldn't get it to Jagr, who was taken down by Pilon, and up comes Dalgarno. Loisel with him. Dalgarno has dumped it in. Jagr is limping back toward the Pittsburgh bench as we watch Barrasso play the puck to Taglianetti. And the boards for Needham. Got it outside the line to Tippett. 2 Islanders back. Tippett slows things up. Needham fell in his pursuit of the puck. Now it's loose. Oh, Samuelson. Michelle Samuelson from the line with a shot that's turned aside by Healy's blocker. Another big collision in the Islanders zone. And down on the ice is Claude Loisel. Michelle Samuelson and Loisel had collided, and Loisel is slow to get up. 7:56 remaining in the third period. Islanders 6, Penguins 4.
Come on, let's get a cold one.
Our total attendance for today's game.
Oh, would you look at this beer line? I'm going to go back.
What? Foul ball? No, I'm not.
Foul ball! Foul ball? Foul ball? Out of the way! I got it!
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down,
Make it 2 Bud Lights, please.
make it a Bud Light.
Hey, you got another ball?
May 20th will be an historic night on television. But before you say goodbye to the gang of Cheers, say hello to Rusty. Rusty was a great all-around player, and Rusty's got plenty of real big league buddies who'll stop by and chat.
I want to play in the World Series just as bad as anybody.
It has been a whirlwind, to say the least, Rusty.
At the plate with Rusty Staub, before the Cheers farewell, Thursday, May 20th at 8 on Sports Channel. Hey, everyone knows his name. Rusty!
The Islanders, after Tom Barrasso, there you see the exchange. All Samuelson and Claude Loisel. Boom, a hit from behind. Here's the shot by Shell Samuelson. Here's the stick. Bang. Woo. The referee just to the right didn't see it, I guess. . 2
the numbers. 6-4 Islanders, 7:56 remaining in the third period. Al Arbour's trying to make a late change, and Mark Fawcett not allowing that. You'd think Al would know better. This is his 199th playoff game. There's Mario over at the Pittsburgh bench, where Scotty Bowman is coaching his 218th playoff game tonight. Try and pull a late change like that.
Anything to try and upset the opposition.
Strocka wins the draw. All Samuelson to Murphy. Hard around the boards. Healy lets it go to the right side. Pilon jabs it toward the line. All Samuelson gets checked. King goes down right wing with Ferraro. Murphy back. King holds it, flipped it in front. Ferraro shot it wide as it had been broken up originally by Murphy. Larry King off the board. Centered. Murphy there again. Larry Murphy, the Rick Tocchet, is passed into King's skates. Picked up and dumped down into the zone by Steve Junker. Junker has an assist in this game. Back on the opening goal. On the second goal. The one that gave the Islanders a 2-1 lead. Larry King's goal in the first period, and King is chasing the puck here. Strocka moving in. King turns it up the right side. Junker went to the man. Ferraro takes the puck and played it outside the zone as it went off Tocchet. Murphy, nice pass. Here's Stevens with a shot. Blocked by Huey Krupp. Larry King gets to the puck. King into the Pittsburgh zone it goes. Hogue gives chase. Got turned around by Murphy. Play continues. Yager trying to come up the boards. Kerber's knocked it away, and Brian Mullen chases it to the wing. Bumps it back to the net for Hogue. Hogue to Thomas. Hit the side of the net with that shot. Louis Mullen lost it to Steve Thomas. Thomas for a hat trick. Just missed it. Benoit holds centers. Now Mullen gets a shot that's turned aside by Barrasso.
That's what the Islanders want to do. Make sure the puck stays in the offensive zone. Creates the Islanders after Tom Barrasso. There you see the exchange. Al Samuelson and Claude Loisel. Boom. A hit from behind. Here's the shot by Shel Samuelson. Here's the stick. Bang. Woo. The referee just to the right. Didn't see it, I guess.
There are the numbers. 6-4 Islanders. 7:56 remaining in the third period. Al Arbour's trying to make a late change, and Mark Fawcett not allowing that. You'd think Al would know better. This is his 199th playoff game. There's Mario over at the Pittsburgh bench, where Scotty Bowman is coaching his 218th playoff game tonight. Try and pull a late change like that.
Anything to try and upset the opposition.
Strocka wins the draw. All Samuelson to Murphy. Hard around the boards. Healy lets it go to the right side. Pilon jabs it toward the line. All Samuelson gets checked. King goes down right wing with Ferraro. Murphy back. King holds it, flipped it in front. Ferraro shot it wide as it had been broken up originally by Murphy. Larry King off the board. Centered. Murphy there again. Larry Murphy, the Rick Tocchet, is passed into King's skates. Picked up and dumped down into the zone by Steve Junker. Junker has an assist in this game. Back on the opening goal. On the second goal. The one that gave the Islanders a 2-1 lead. Larry King's goal in the first period, and King is chasing the puck here. Strocka moving in. King turns it up the right side. Junker went to the man. Ferraro takes the puck and played it outside the zone as it went off Tocchet. Murphy, nice pass. Here's Stevens with a shot. Blocked by Huey Krupp. Larry King gets to the puck. King into the Pittsburgh zone it goes. Hogue gives chase. Got turned around by Murphy. Play continues. Yager trying to come up the boards. Kerber's knocked it away, and Brian Mullen chases it to the wing. Bumps it back in the net for Hogue. Hogue to Thomas. Hit the side of the net with that shot. Louis Mullen lost it to Steve Thomas. Thomas for a hat trick. Just missed it. Benoit holds centers. Now Mullen gets a shot that's turned aside by Barrasso.
That's what the Islanders want to do. Make sure the puck stays in the offensive zone. Create some more scoring chances. They do not want to fall back into some kind of a defensive shell. Some of the things they did during the regular season.
Huey Krupp from center ice has dumped it in. Barrasso way out to play it. Up the right wing boards for Yager. He didn't handle it. He does.
Sorry, Jake. He was looking over his shoulder. He thought there was somebody coming. And when he looked over his shoulder, Yager lost control of the puck.
And Pittsburgh is offside at the Islander blue line. Down to just a little more than 6 minutes remaining. All this action on SportsChannel.
PC Richard & Sons saves you money with RCA Championship rebates.
Get a $50 rebate direct from RCA on this 31-inch TV. Get a $100 rebate on this 35-inch or this incredible 52-inch RCA home theater TV. 0% financing for 90 days with a PC Richard credit card. RCA Championship rebates going on now. PC Richard & Son saves you money.
Everything that you want in a sports paper.
I get emotional when I read it.
Actually, I don't get emotional. I'm just looking for the dirt.
It's exciting reading.
Fantastic coverage on local high schools and colleges.
Especially reading sports. I want to know everything.
I almost feel as if I'm in the locker room when they're writing their piece.
When they're sweating and downright dirty.
It's the best sports coverage in town.
Thank you. Next question.
New York Newsday. Truth, justice, and the best sports in New York.
You got the answer right here.
Well, I'll tell you, there's a lot of teams that you'd like to have that video game named Mario. Interesting, the line combinations now that Scotty Bowman is going to.
Got McEachran in the middle with Needham on the right and Loney on the left. They're out against Fitzgerald, Dalgarno, and Volek for the Islanders. Dalgarno lines up against Loney. Fitzgerald to take the draw with McEachran, and Volek face-to-face with Needham. Kasky and Molotov, the Islander defense pairing. Eglionetti and Shell Samuelson out for Pittsburgh. Fitzgerald outduels McEachran on the face-off, and Kasky is given it to Molotov. Off the boards, Loney held it in, they rule. Under 6 minutes to go in regulation. Molotov spins it around the boards, out of the Pittsburgh zone. Icing will be called against the Islanders. I want to take just a moment to send best wishes to the 4 teams going to the Memorial Cup. Steve Junker, who we're watching in tonight's game, playing against Scotty Bowman's Penguins, was on the 1991 Memorial Cup champions from Spokane, emblematic of supremacy in the Canadian Junior Hockey Leagues. The Swift Current Broncos shut out the Portland Buckaroos last night. 6-0 in Game 7 of that series. So Swift Current comes out to represent the West. Peterborough represents the Ontario Junior League, Laval the Quebec League, and of course the home team is Sault Ste. Marie. And they get it all underway this weekend for the Canadian Junior Hockey Championship, the Memorial Cup.
He's arrived on the scene big time, Steve Thomas. And of course, Darius Kasparaitis. His exchange with Mario Lemieux, significant. He sent a message not only to Lemieux, but to the whole Pittsburgh franchise. You're going to have to beat us. We're not going to beat ourselves.
Murphy holds the puck at the point. Gave it to Elf Samuelson, and his shot is turned aside by Healy. Pilon after it. Puts it back of the net. Mario Lemieux is there. Lemieux looks for somebody. Spun it out in front, but right to Loisel as Stevens was dragged down, and he's screaming. Dalgarno goes cross-ice. Pilon jumps up for the puck. It's Pilon. Left it for Tommy Fitzgerald. Takes it back of the net. Trying to get away from Tocchet. Is grabbed and turned around. Tocchet handling the puck now. Comes to center and shoots it high up into the seats.
Pretty good positioning by the Islanders. You saw Lemieux a moment ago down deep in the Islanders' end, lay a beautiful backhand pass to the front of the net. Who picked it off? Claude Loisel. Out they race.
Before folks try to tell us that Penguins don't fly anyway, or that the team in Portland isn't named the Buckaroos, that's the old Western Hockey League team. I was thinking about the
Trailblazers.
Well, that's their basketball team. Yeah. But here I am living in the past, obviously, with the Western Hockey League of years ago. Portland Buckaroos. Wouldn't Hal Lako be happy?
Yeah. You know who was a teammate of Steve Junker in Seattle? Travis Green was a teammate. Of course, Travis not in the game right now. He's got a eye problem and didn't come back to the third period.
Ralph Samuelson gets the puck into the zone, and Dalgarno will get it out. Murphy goes back. By the way, out of their goaltending draft, Linska is the goaltender for that Swift Current Broncos team. They want to keep an eye on the scores and what happens in the Canadian Junior Championship. Fitzgerald takes the puck back into the Islanders' zone. Coop ties up his man. Tocchet is there. Fitzgerald around to Kasparaitis. Too far for Dalgarno. Will go all the way down the ice. The clock will be stopped with an icing. Stopped with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third period. Islanders lead is 6-4.
On the roof, it's tell you now when I come home feeling tired.
New Club World.
I go.
Let all your cares drift right into space. British Airways, the world's favorite airline.
The GMC Jimmy is already loaded with a powerful V6 engine and four-wheel anti-lock brakes standard. And now we've dropped in a few extras. Like reclining seats, air conditioning, a killer stereo, tinted glass, and much more. Now, how do we load you into a Jimmy? With this limited-time smart lease.
Drop in to your Tri-State GMC truck dealer today.
Scotty Bowman standing behind the bench. He's looking down towards the Islander bench. I think he was complaining about the changes again of Al Arbor. The referee now, Mark Fawcett, is making the change for Al. Players are going to put up a mild protest.
4 minutes and 30 seconds away from a date with the Penguins in Pittsburgh Friday. If the Islanders can hold on to this lead or win this game, and we'll have the deciding game for you, if necessary, on SportsChannel at 7:30 Friday evening. Check your local listings. That's still 4 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the third period. Strocka on the draw. Malakoff has played the puck around the boards after Hogan won the faceoff. It comes up to Brian Mullen, up to Benoit Hogue. Couldn't knock it out of the air. Jennings did. Quickly, Jeff Daniels gets to the puck. Daniels to Yager. Now back to Shell Samuelson. Dumps it in wide of Healy's net. And Healy leaves it for Vladimir Malakoff. Around to Steve Thomas. Met immediately by Daniels. It comes back to the blue line. Jennings couldn't get a shot away. And out of the zone comes Hogue with a feed to Malakoff. Malakoff to Thomas. Checked by Shell Samuelson. He puts it back in the net. Can't get it through to Hogue. Martin Strocka goes cross-ice, spotting Yager, who moves out of the zone. Met solidly by Kasparaitis. What a hit. And Yager is still down on the deck.
He's reaching for his knee, Jiggs. Now Malakoff just dumped Daniels over top of Yager. What a shot by Darius Kasparaitis. As if he'd been quiet, as if he'd been swimming around in murky water. No one took notice of him until all of a sudden, Yager come out of his end, picked up a pass, was turning. He's so famous for being able to turn and control the puck, but Yager took a big bite out of him. There's Yager, boom! Darius Kasparaitis nailed him. Look, Yager reaches for his knee as if he's hurt his knee. He hasn't moved as he's down on the ice. What a shot by Darius Kasparaitis. He went rink wide, came all the way over from the right point position. Here's the hit. Bang! Lifted him off the ice. Down goes Yager. Watch him reach for his knee. There, his right knee. Somebody after Kasparaitis, it was Daniels, and then Malakoff slung Daniels down over top of the fallen Jaromir Yager.
Yager is up and moving around. Kasparaitis is watching him from a distance.
I would have to think his feelings are hurt. Here he is spinning. Now out of the picture, and here he comes. Boom! Let me tell you, that's a freight train hitting you, folks. You get the rundown feeling when that happens.
Oh, will he be a target of the fans if there is Game 7 on Friday night?
Almost as if Darius Kasparaitis welcomes the attention. Well, he's got another creepy, crawly creature down on the ice.
Yeah, it could make calamari out of that. Stan, what do you think?
Well, Jiggs, what we've seen is the old type of body checking. Bill Barilko of the Maple Leafs used to do that, and a number of great ones. Bill Juza of the Rangers. That's what an old-time body check is, and sometimes referees mistake that and they call penalties. Right now, what the Islanders have to do is avoid some of the mistakes they've made before. As Bill Smith said, no running around in their end. Jiggs?
Stan, 3 minutes and 45 seconds left in regulation. Harry Lemieux is out in a debate now with the officials on that hit, no doubt.
One of the names that comes to mind, thinking back to that era that Stan was talking about, Jiggs, a guy that could really hit was Bill Ezenicki. Oh, man, yeah. He was not big. He was Gary Howard size, but he stood up and straightened up more guys with straight-on body checks, face on face.
Here's a name Not too many will remember Ray Garapi. Oh, Ray Garapi didn't play that long, that often, or that much, but when he hit.
Played senior hockey in Ontario. Played professional for a while. He worked with my father in General Motors. He hit me in a exhibition one time on a little hockey rink in Oshawa.
That explains an awful lot.
Yeah.
I'd never heard that. Murphy puts the puck back in the net for Paul Samuelson.
When he hit you, you stayed hit.
For life. Tippett has dumped it in. Wow, it's taken all this time. Curvers to Kroop. Huey Kroop. Knocked off the puck. Curvers there. Shot it at Kroop. It comes right back to Healy. It's in the catching glove.
Ray Garapi was a product of Half-M as well.
Came back, as you mentioned, to play in the Ontario Senior League and coached there for a while as well.
Islanders, calm, ready for the next shift. Don't take anything for granted. The reminders go up and down the bench, players on players, coaches with players. Don't play the rest of this period in our end of the ice. Get it out of there. Take it to Pittsburgh. Don't get caught without a back checker. If the Islanders go into Pittsburgh's end of the ice, you'll always see one player in a position to score, but also in a good position to back check so that the defense aren't outnumbered.
Lemieux and Fitzgerald on the faceoff. Won by Mario. Played it off the boards. Got his own pass. Back of the net to Joey Mullen. Put it in front. It bounced off Stevens. Fitzgerald had gone to him. Kasparaitis is on the ice. Thomas chips it out of the zone toward Holt. Back to Kasparaitis. On to Steve Thomas. Fitzgerald moving up with him. Thomas has dumped it in. Right to Barrasso. Islanders have had 28 shots. The Penguins 34. It's the first game in the series in which the Penguins have outshot the Islanders. Ariel Lemieux into the zone. Off right wing. Centers. Healy got a piece of that. And Fitzgerald takes it to the boards where he's met by Larry Murphy. And Murphy is guided on into the seats.
A lot of gambling going on now by the defensemen of the Pittsburgh Penguins. They're going deep, trying to keep the pressure on, trying to get it to Lemieux, who is down in the corner when that puck deflected up into the seats.
The game was 4-4 going to the third period. Then Mullen and Thomas scoring for the Islanders, 6-4. We welcome you who have been watching New York Mets baseball. I'm Jiggs McDonald with Ed Westfall and Stan Fischler. The New York Islanders are trying to extend this best-of-7 Patrick Division Championship round to a 7th game. There are the numbers, 6-4 Islanders with 2 minutes and 46 seconds left in regulation time. Mario Lemieux is out to take the face-off. Rick Tocchet to the right, Kevin Stevens to the left. The Islanders countering with Tom Fitzgerald, Claude Loisel, and Brad Dalgarno. Has a goal in this game, his 8th of the playoffs. Bigger story for the Islanders, the fact that Steve Thomas has broken through with 2 goals tonight, 5 in the playoffs. The Penguins are down by 2. Murphy has jumped in from the point, put the puck in front of the net. Lemieux gets turned around, taken down by Fitzgerald. There'll be a holding penalty against the Islanders. Oh, it'll be high sticking on Fitzgerald. The signal now.
Wow, did Tommy Fitzgerald ever flatten Mario Lemieux? Lemieux trying to gain position in front of Glenn Healy, and Tommy Fitzgerald got the stick up on him, and he wheeled him around and fired him to the ice. Some strength that I didn't know Tom Fitzgerald possessed. There's Lemieux. Fitzgerald just whipped him. Oh, I see. He kicked the feet out from underneath him and then tipped him over backwards with the stick up high. Lemieux flattened onto the ice. So the Pittsburgh Penguins, with 2 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in the hockey game, will have a man advantage. Will Scotty Bowman pull Tom Barrasso? You know now that the signal is going over as Rick Tocchet is talking with the goaltender Barrasso. What that means is, Barrasso, keep an eye on the bench. They'll signal you if they think they want, or when they know they want you, to get off. It will depend on possession of the puck at the drop. And here again, I would guess that if that's the case, Barrasso should be well out of the net when the puck is dropped. But right now, he's standing in his goal crease.
Lemieux is talking to Jaromir Jagr, who apparently is okay after that big collision with Kasparaitis. Stevens, Tocchet, Lemieux, Jagr, Murphy. All of them well inside the New York Islanders blue line. Benoit Hogue and Claude Loisel are the penalty killers, with Krupp and Baskey on defense. The Islanders have played the entire game without Patrick Flatley. Pierre Turgeon still missing. Lemieux got the draw to Murphy. His shot, he scores from the point. Low shot right along the ice. Glenn Healy trying to treat the stick like a baton. Twirled it. It's 6-5.
Face-off so important. The Islanders didn't come close. Mario Lemieux tipped it, fed it back to the point position. Let's take another look at it. There's Lemieux as he stole it away, gave it to Murphy. He wheeled it. Did it get deflected? I believe it was deflected. Murphy shot it after Lemieux had won the face-off. There's the puck heading for the net. Tipped down, yes. Tipped by Kevin Stevens. And the Pittsburgh Penguins have come within one. They still have lots of time. 2 minutes and 32 seconds left on the clock. Here's the shot. There's the tip by Stevens, beating Glenn Healy to his left. Hope in the eyes, in the hearts of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
The goal, no doubt, will go to Kevin Stevens on a power play. Now we're down to 2 minutes and 25 seconds left. Teams in 6 aside. Elon plays the puck toward Brad Dalgarno. He opened the game scoring tonight at the 25-second mark of the opening period. Murphy back to the net. Up the middle it goes. Lugging it down the ice is Kevin Stevens. Elon bumps him off the puck. It's Pilon around the boards, crashes into Tocchet. Kasparaitis pushes the net off. He got tangled up behind Healy, and you see where the net is. Tocchet looks over his shoulder. This play stoppage brings the face-off in the Islanders' zone again.
That's Rich Pilon, and he takes, after dumping the puck out, he runs into Tocchet. Tocchet into Kasparaitis, dislodging the net. But again, Pittsburgh, you do not want them spending a lot of time in your end of the ice. Tremendous firepower. Stevens has as much as anybody outside of Mario Lemieux. A lot of ice time. Head down, lean the stick on across the knees. A couple of deep breaths. Give the body a little time trying to recover. Lemieux doing the same thing. Now Lemieux signals where he wants his players to go. Stevens on this side, setting it up so he can go either way. Tom Fitzgerald can't read it then, but Fitzgerald beat him with some help from Dalgarno.
Kasparaitis didn't get it out of the zone. Murphy centers. Pilon covered in front of the net. Head the puck to Dalgarno. Up the ice. Loisel chases it. Trying to get in around Murphy. Murphy got back. Loisel to the late man. Kasparaitis up the slot, and he was checked by Tocchet. Samuelson moves the puck. Over the line is Kevin Stevens. The drop pass didn't get to Lemieux. Fitzgerald gets it outside the line. Dalgarno got a whack at it. Ends up deeper in the Islanders' zone. Molotov takes it around the end boards with that pass through Baskey. He has tipped it through the Pittsburgh defense. They were in the middle of a change and had a lot of black uniforms on the ice. Far too many men, but didn't get detected. Here's Thomas stealing the puck. Can't get it to Mullen. Now it bounces right across the front of the net off Thomas's stick. Jagr moves it cross ice. Joey Mullen is checked by Molotov, and Baskey goes back with 1 minute and 8 seconds left. Baskey around to Brian Mullen. Knocked it away from Shell Samuelson. And Leonetti went cross ice through Joey Mullen. Thomas gets to it. Can't control it, however. Upsets Brian Mullen, who's dumped it in. Under 1 minute to go.
How about these fans? Every one of them are still here. They're all on their feet applauding.
Peter Taglianetti gets to center ice. Ferraro goes to the Pittsburgh bench for an extra attacker. Jagr in after the puck. It's tied up in the end boards. McEachran freed it up. There's Pilon. Jagr on him. The two of them continue to battle. Now McEachran tries to center. Jagr to Murphy's check. Brian Mullen gets tripped up and is able to clear the puck. Taglianetti turning at the Pittsburgh line to Murphy. Larry Murphy to Jagr. Failed to shoot it. Krupp toward an empty net. Bullseye!
Well, that tells the whole story. You can just watch it all.
team.
Look at Huey Troop.
Huey, 3 swings and over the glass of the crowd, loving it as the Penguins. They come out of the ice, ends up in the seats. Capacity crowd, 16,297 to see the Islanders stage a big comeback here tonight.
There's the puck as it dances its way into the empty net. Huey Troop stole the puck from guess who? Yager. Mullen, what a good second effort just to get the puck out of the end zone. Peter Taglianetti keeps it alive. Little dump pass. Yager, as he tried to pass it or shoot it, Huey Troop stole it, and there it is. The Islanders game 6. It's tied at 3, going to the 7th game Friday night in Pittsburgh, and I can tell you, it's anybody's game. Now we're going to get some ugliness. Jennings started with Derek King. The game is over. This is all after the fact.
Healy, a winner, gave up 5 goals. Ferraro gave up 6. The empty netter. The Islanders win it by a score of 7-5. Now they get a chance to celebrate, as does the crowd, and we'll just let you enjoy it too. To borrow from the late Bob Johnson. It'll be a great day for hockey. It is a great day for Islander fans tonight. Friday will be an even greater day as these 2 teams will meet in a 7th and deciding game. Look at some of the guys even high-fiving down the runway. One another and fans as well. Huey Troop with a big smile. That empty net goal at 1943 puts them away.
Lauren Henning, Rick Green, and of course Al Arbor as they come down the runway heading for the dressing room. Boy, I'll tell you, there's nothing nicer than being a part of that when they get to the dressing room.
Stanley Cup banners, 4 of them here at the Nassau Coliseum. There are 2 in Pittsburgh. This team hoping to three-peat ran into a buzzsaw. A team, this Islander team, that has come up off the mat so many times. We said at the outset tonight how history and the Islanders of years gone by, when facing elimination, just reached down. The tank was never totally empty.
Find a way to win. That was the story for the Islanders. Not try to keep Pittsburgh from doing what they do best. Find a way to win. And the Islanders have done it here in Game 6. They weren't given a chance. They were expected to be swept in 4 straight.
We'll be back with a recap. Steve Thomas will join Stan, and we'll have a whole lot more from the Nassau Coliseum. Right now, we'll pause for these words. Welcome back to the Nassau Coliseum, where the New York Islanders have defeated the Pittsburgh Penguins 7-5. Steve Thomas with a couple of goals. One gave the Islanders a 4-2 lead that they couldn't hold on to. The other turns out to be the game winner. And Steve Thomas is with Stan Fischler.
Thank you, Jiggs. Well, the Islanders took some of the best shots of the Pittsburgh Penguins, but had resiliency. One man, as much as any, Steve Thomas. Steve, you were under a lot of pressure. Tell me about it going into the game.
Well, I haven't really contributed offensively too much in this series. Just 2 assists before tonight's game. Put a lot of pressure on myself because there's, Pat Flatley's out, Pierre Turgeon's out. It's like I have to step up as a leader and contribute more, and I hadn't been doing that. And with our backs against the wall tonight, I don't know what happened to me tonight. I don't know what I ate this afternoon, but I guess I had a pretty good game, and we won, so that's all that counts.
Well, one of the Islander goals you didn't score, but you were a major factor in it. We're going to show it, Brian Mullen's goal, and you got smoked by Samuelson along the boards. Tell me what you remember here.
Well, I just wanted to make a quick move and get around him. He contains you so well. He's playing unbelievable. And then his back was to the play, just lifted his stick and went to the net, saw Mully going to the net. And there's no doubt about it when Mully's got it there.
Now, when the Islanders were ahead 4-2, the crowd was going wild, and Pittsburgh came back, got 2 goals, tied the score. You didn't go into the room the way you would have wanted to, but the team seems to have a lot of fiber and is able to withstand the champions. Tell me about what was in the thinking in the room at the end of the second period.
Well, after they come back and score 2 quick goals, I'll tell you, our knees are shaking. We know that they're a heck of an offensive team, and we just had to play our system by holding them up in the neutral zone in the third period and get the puck in deep, and that's exactly what we did. And we didn't try and press too much. I think we waited for them to make mistakes, and we capitalized on it. And you have to give a lot of credit to Glenn Healy. He's playing unbelievable, and he's keeping us in these hockey games. He's playing tremendous.
Well, the man called Stumpy got himself a couple. We're going to take a look at one of them. Here's the play, second one, Kasparaitis with the puck. Tell me.
Darius is playing amazing. He's running guys and playing his style of play. He moved it up ice, gave it to Ray. Ray, I just got myself in a position for a one-timer, and Ray's a great passer.
Well, Steve, about 3/4 of an hour ago, Kevin Stevens was sitting right here where you are, and he said that the Penguins were going to wrap up the series tonight. Do you think the Penguins are having second thoughts about the end? What do you think they're thinking about now?
I hope so. We've won 3 games against them. They're supposedly the best team in the league, and we have to give a lot of credit to our team for going out there and not worrying about how well they've done this year, and think about the present and not the past. And we're going out there and we're working as hard as we can, and all 20 guys on our team are working to the best of their ability at 100%, and that's why we've been successful.
Steve, a lot of people were depressed going into the game because Patrick Flatley, the captain, was out. There was a lot of talk that Pierre Turgeon might come back. You throw in a rookie, Steve Junker. He played a pretty good game.
Sure he did. He played really well for being thrown right in the fire at that particular point. You know, we're in the 6th game of the Stanley Cup Finals of our division, and he's never played a game in the National Hockey League, and he stepped right in and didn't look out of place by any means.
In the current Village Voice, the 2 hockey writers there, Klein and Reif, were pointing out that Al Arbor's genius will be coming through in this series. Line changes were so vitally important, particularly after Travis Green went out with an eye injury. Tell me about them.
Well, we really want Greeny and Dalgarno out there checking Lemieux and Stevens. I think they've done a great job. They've held them up pretty well in the neutral zone and not given them a lot of speed through the neutral zone. And when we do that, and when that line does that, we are successful. And that's pretty much our whole game plan, is get the puck in deep, forecheck their D, try and exploit their defense, and hold their team up through the neutral zone and not give them any authority through that neutral zone.
Steve, I've been covering the team here since 1975 for SportsChannel. Through the Cup years, I can't remember a crowd being so electric. It had a feel that might even surpass the great Chicago Stadium roars. Did you sense it?
Absolutely. Our fans are really supporting us in a big way right now. We're playing good hockey, and we're treating them to some really good hockey games. They're actually, I played in Chicago for 4 years, and it's pretty darn close, I'll tell you, the noise level in there, and it's tremendous. It's like another goal for us.
Well, you've been a leader all season, and you certainly proved it tonight. Thanks very much for coming.
Thank you, Stan.
Jiggs?
All right, Stan, a 4-point night for Steve Thomas as the Islanders have defeated the Pittsburgh Penguins 7-5, and there will be Game 7 in this series Friday night at Pittsburgh. Here is your game summary, and you'll see that the Islanders open it up early. At the 25-second mark, Brad Dalgarno's second from Kasparaitis and Loisel. Pittsburgh ties it at 6:47. Martin Strocka's first ever playoff goal, assist to Loney and Shell Samuelson. That after Steve Thomas had hit a goal post. And then Derek King gives the Islanders the lead. His third from Vasky and Junker, 32 seconds after the goal by Strocka. It's 2-1 Islanders after 1. Pittsburgh ties it at 1:16 of the second period. Mario Lemieux, 8th from Ulf Samuelson and Tom Barrasso. Then the Islanders get back-to-back power play goals. Ferraro's 12th from Mullen and Thomas. Ferraro leading all playoff goal scorers with a dozen. That goal at 7:22. And when Ulf Samuelson went off for roughing, Steve Thomas scored from Curvers and Hogue at 11:20. Thomas giving the Islanders a 4-2 lead with that goal. But Strocka comes back at 12:22. Yager and Stevens assisted. And then Stevens on a power play from Tocchet and Lemieux at 14:31. 3 goals in the span of 3 minutes and 11 seconds. And the game is tied 4-4 after 2 periods. But the Islanders are to score twice. Early in the third, Brian Mullen's third from Thomas and Hogue comes at 5:42. Thomas from Ferraro and King at 10:32. And the Islanders had a 6-4 lead. But then with Fitzgerald called for high sticking, Stevens scores from Lemieux and Murphy at 17:28, and it's all of a sudden a 6-5 hockey game, but into the empty net after Huey Krupp had stolen the puck from Jaromir Jagr. Krupp's first goal of the playoffs in '93, with 17 seconds left, and the Islanders win this hockey game 7-5. Your shots tally, 12-9 in each of the first two periods, 12-11 Pittsburgh in the third, and on the night the Penguins with 36 shots to the Islanders 29. Islanders are 2 of 4 on the power play tonight. The Penguins are 2 of 3. Thomas, as I mentioned, with a 4-point night. Ferraro, King, Mullen all had a goal and an assist, and the big goal by Brad Dalgarno. Stevens, a top point getter for Pittsburgh with 2 goals and an assist, and Mario, a goal and 2 assists tonight. See you in Pittsburgh Friday night.
A lot of people wouldn't believe us when we were telling them that before the game. Before the game, Jiggs, we talked about an ingredient that the Islanders had to come up with. And the ingredient that they had to have was that they did not want to disappoint each other. They did not want to disappoint their fans, and they didn't. Everybody dug down. Everybody patched up the dike. Every time there was a crack in it, every time there was a hole, somebody stuck their finger in and plugged it up. And the Islanders plugged along, and they played smart hockey. They didn't take some stupid penalties that some teams could have taken under the same circumstances. They played smart.
Ron Francis thrown out of this game as one storyline that is away from the outcome of the game, but also is a factor in it. I think to Darius Kasparaitis, the way he mishandled Mario Lemieux, if you will, ended up taking a penalty that cost a power play goal, then the big hit on Jagr. And that's got to have the Penguins and certainly the fans, but more importantly the players, thinking ahead to Friday night. And what's this guy going to do next?
Signs and signals. We talk all season long about the fact that the signs and signals are given by teams, are given by coaches, and that was a sign and a signal that the Islanders weren't going to be a patsy to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now you have to remember that throughout the season, the Pittsburgh Penguins probably won a lot of hockey games on intimidation. And the intimidation didn't come so much from the physical intimidation, it was just that they had such a big, strong, fast hockey team. Well, the Islanders didn't pay any attention to that intimidation, and each time they were challenged, they fought back. And they fought back so strongly that they overcame it all, and then they carried the play regularly to Pittsburgh.
Emotions running high. Now think ahead a little bit to Friday night. The Islanders play tonight without Patrick Flatley. Will he have time to get that knee in shape to play Friday? How about Pierre Turgeon? Does the shoulder heal enough? Is there enough of the pain to disappear in the next 24, 36 hours, if you will, that'll allow him to play? And what about Travis Green? How bad is that eye?
We don't know about Travis Green, Jiggs, but my feelings are that we will not see Pat Flatley and we will not see Pierre Turgeon. I say that only because of what I kind of feel around talking with some of the Islander people in around the dressing room, and I have the feeling that no matter what, watching and talking to Pat Flatley today, unless there was a miracle cure, the way he was walking, it didn't look as though he would be ready by Friday. And I think Pierre Turgeon, they won't let him sacrifice a career possibly by playing in a game if he's not 100%.
Now they'll go home and get the bigger suitcase. It'll be one to take clothes not only for Pittsburgh, but for games 1 and 2 in Montreal. The team will go directly to Montreal if they win Friday night. If not, of course, they come home. But now the pressure is on the Penguins. Game 7 Friday night. Before we go too far here, let's get around to the Budweiser play of the game.
It's the winning goal, Jake. Steve Thomas scored it. They scored so many pretty goals in this hockey game, these tenacious New York Islanders, and the one that really put them away, put the Pittsburgh Penguins away, was the Budweiser play of the game. It was at 10:32. Steve Thomas scored the goal. You'll remember that Brian Mullen had scored his, and Derek King paid a tremendous price. He got rocketed to help set up the 2-on-1 Hogue to Thomas, and that is the Budweiser play of the hockey game.
And in that last two scenario that we gave you earlier tonight, the Islanders outscore the Penguins 2-1, including an empty net goal by Huey Krupp to clinch it. 7-5 is the final score. We'll be back with more from the Coliseum right after these words. Back at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum, once again the final score is 7-5. The Islanders getting the 7th goal into an empty net. And a reminder to season ticket holders that they have until 5 o'clock on Thursday, 5 o'clock Thursday, to pick up tickets for the conference final. That will be necessary if the Islanders win Game 7 in Pittsburgh on Friday night. If that is the scenario, the Islanders would go directly to Montreal. Game 1 would be Sunday afternoon. Game 2 would be Tuesday in Montreal, with games next Thursday and Saturday at the Nassau Coliseum. That may be looking ahead a little too far for the Islander players right now. First things first, and that's to be in Pittsburgh and show up for game time, 7:40 on Friday night. We'll have it for you on Sports Channel, but again, I remind season ticket holders, deadline is 5 o'clock on Thursday to pick up conference final tickets. All right, Skinny from tonight. We look ahead a little bit first. Our first item has to do with elimination games, deciding games when it's all on the line. The Islanders with a record of 6-3, 2 of those against the Penguins, and the Penguin record is 3 wins and 7 losses. That is all time in deciding games in best of 5 and 7 series. Now, point number 2, the Islanders are 6 wins and no losses against the Penguins when facing elimination. And the Pens have won their last 5. That is going back to the series not involving the Islanders in history, but when they've been facing elimination, they've won 5 in a row, and the Islanders have faced the Penguins and won without a loss. Now, point 3. Getting 7 goals tonight is something that an Islanders team in the playoffs has not done since April 30th, 1983, in that series with the Boston Bruins. Tonight they get 7, including an empty netter, and the final score is the New York Islanders 7, the Pittsburgh Penguins 5, and this best of 7 Patrick Division Championship round is tied 3 games each. Remember, you can catch Game 7 Friday night at 7:30 exclusively on Sports Channel as this series moves back to the Igloo. Then Saturday, it's Rusty Stop Day at Olympic Stadium in Montreal when the Mets take on the Expos. Catch the action, the game at 1:30. The pregame, Mets on deck at 12:30, and the Rusty Staub jersey retirement is all part of that. Now for Ed Westfall and Stan Fischler, I'm Jiggs McDonald saying so long until Friday, and thanks for watching New York Islanders hockey on Sports Channel.